Welcome to the Crisler Center here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. You are tuned in to WCBN Sports, the official student voice for Michigan Athletics. We are here to bring you some live coverage of Michigan men's basketball as the 20th ranked Wolverines are set to host the 7th ranked Purdue Boilermakers for this huge Big Ten matchup. I'm Jonas Tomkin, alongside me, John Tondora for WCBN Sports. It's a pretty electric environment here in the Crisler Center tonight. It's a big game for the Wolverines and for the Boilermakers. The Wolverines are half a game behind Purdue in the Big Ten standings. Purdue leading the Big Ten Conference. And John, it's a huge game for the Wolverines, like I just said. And Roddy Gale not in the starting lineup for the Wolverines tonight. He didn't start last game either. What do you think of that decision from Coach Dusty May?
Yes, Jonas, second game in a row for the Wolverines not starting Roddy Gale. It's an intentional decision by head coach Dusty May. He says they've analyzed the Phoenix Suns of all teams, specifically their big three containing Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal, of course, coming off the bench for the Suns. They want Gale to act in the same way, be that fire starter, maybe in more limited minutes, but ones where he can have the ball in his hands at all times.
Yeah, and instead of Gale starting for the Wolverines, it has been Reuben Jones, the grad student out of Houston, Texas, played at North Texas for 4 years, was their team captain his senior year, averaging about 8 points per game over those 4 seasons. And Michigan heads into this game on a 4-game winning streak. All 4 games have been decided by 4 or fewer points, so a lot of close matchups, and we can definitely expect one today, can't we, John?
Most definitely. We know what happened last time, and you better believe Michigan probably won't let that happen again.
Definitely not. A tough game for the Wolverines in Mackey Arena a couple weeks ago. That was actually their last loss, the last loss for the Wolverines. 64-91 ended up being the final score there. And we're going to take a quick break as we get ready for the national anthem.
The colors are presented this evening by the University of Michigan Army ROTC, and the anthem is performed by the Michigan Basketball Band under the direction of Dr. Richard Fry.
You just heard the Michigan basketball band, performing the national anthem. And as we get set to tip off fairly soon, I just want to talk about Trey Donaldson, point guard for the Michigan Wolverines. Had a tough time out in West Lafayette at Mackey Arena during that loss to Purdue. On the first play of the game, he tried to make a pass to Roddy Gale, of all people, who's sitting on the bench, as we said, and it was picked off by Braden Smith, and who quickly took it down the court for a layup. And that was one of 6 turnovers for Trey Donaldson, and the Wolverines had 22 turnovers on that game, so it's easy to say, but it's going to be something they're definitely going to have to limit tonight.
Most definitely. Purdue under Matt Painter plays an aggressive style of defense. They want to force turnovers. They want to force your players into uncomfortable situations. It's a bit of a matchup nightmare for the Wolverines, who like to get out and run. They like forcing themselves to make quick decisions that lead to easy baskets. But when you make the wrong decision, it's going the other way.
Yes. Most definitely, and I'll take you through the starting lineups for both teams as we see it happening right now on the court. For the Wolverines at guard, Trey Donaldson, Namari Burnett, and then Reuben Jones, like we talked about, just his third start of the season. And then at forward, you're going to have Danny Wolf, the Yale transfer, and then at center, another 7-footer, and Vlad Golden out of Russia leads the team in points per game this season. For the Boilermakers, that dynamic trio of Foster Loyer, Braden Smith, and Trey Kaufmann-Renn, all Kaufmann-Renn at forward, but the other two guards, and along with Caleb First and CJ Cox, it's really been an unstoppable Purdue team this season.
Most definitely. Foster Loyer is just a punisher from beyond the arc, nearly a 50% shooter on the year. It's almost unheard of to describe someone with shooting with that much efficiency. The Wolverines are going to have their hands full at every single position tonight.
Definitely, and talking about Trey Donaldson again, he did have a tough time out against Purdue last time. All his points from the field came from beyond the arc, so 3 3-pointers and then 2 free throws to get him 11 points in West Lafayette. But in the next game against Penn State, you might want to know how he responded, and it was pretty well. He ended up getting a career-high 21 points, 3 of those points being the step-back 3 towards the end of the game, which led the Wolverines to that comeback win. And one of the big points as well was 0 turnovers for Trey Donaldson against Penn State, so he's going to want to keep that up today.
Indeed, Trey Donaldson led himself a 7-0 personal run to end the game in the final 2 minutes. Additionally, a 9-0 run in points created if you count some of his assists. Michigan has been searching for a go-to guy. For much of the season, it was touted that Roddy Gale, the man with Big Ten experience, would be able to take over. Instead, it's been Donaldson who wants the ball in his hands at the end of the game.
Yeah, and Roddy Gale was the only Michigan player last season to start all games for the Wolverines, so they thought he was going to be consistently in the starting lineup, and he was. But as we've said already, a big change for the Wolverines with Reuben Jones now in that starting lineup, just over 3 points per game so far on the season. But Dusty May is going to look to get a lot more production out of him, and we'll see how he fares against the Big Ten leaders in the Purdue Boilermakers. And the Wolverines still undefeated here at the Crisler Center, still undefeated at home. So this might be one of their hardest games so far at the Crisler Center, and they're going to want to keep that undefeated home streak.
Indeed, Jonas. You know, something to touch on about Reuben Jones here as well is this is a guy when he was at North Texas runs a scheme with a primary ball handler. That means he was the guy with the ball in his hands for nearly the entirety of the game. It's been an adjustment for him to have to come and play off ball for so much of his time. If Michigan's going to win, look for Reuben Jones to maybe not take over, but hit his stride a little bit more as we come down the stretch here this season.
Definitely, and we're going to get ready for tip-off here at the Crisler Center in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Again, you're tuning in to WCBN Sports, the official student voice for Michigan Athletics. It's going to be Golden in first on that block M. Here's the ball. Golden wins it. It's going to end up there with CJ Cox and the Boilermakers, and now Braden Smith's got it at that block M. Guarded by Jones. Smith gets the screen from Kaufmann-Renn, gives it to Kaufmann-Renn. Here's Cox at the top of the key. Cox back to Smith at that block end. Kaufmann-Renn trying to post up on Golden on that left side, makes a move. Couple pump fakes, tries to get the layup to go, no good, but the rebound is going to get tipped out of bounds by Golden, and it's going to stay with Purdue. 20 seconds on the shot clock, 30 seconds gone in this first half. The inbound from Smith. He's going to find Loyer in the corner, gives it to Kaufmann-Renn at the free throw line. He's going to try and post up Golden again. Gets double teamed, finds First, back to Kaufmann-Renn, trying to take it in on Golden, now guarded by Wolf. Some good defense here from the Wolverines to start. The tough layup there from Kaufmann-Renn, can't get it to go, but still going to stay with the Boilermakers here.
And you know, Michigan can't finish it, but I liked what I've seen here on this first possession defensively. Michigan was out-muscled for much of their game in West Lafayette, clearly not trying to do it again.
Definitely not. Here's Smith on the inbound, finds Kaufmann-Renn at the free throw line, guarded by Golden, taking his time, trying to go for that post-up game again. A nice spin move there and gets the layup to go. And first points are going to go to Purdue, 2-0, 1 minute gone in this first half. And Reuben Jones taking it up the court. Here's Danny Wolf on the left wing, trying to find Nimari Burnett, but he's going to get fouled by Braden Smith. First foul of the game going against Smith. Smith not too happy with the call. Smith was first team Big Ten all season and really a great player for the Boilermakers. Here's the inbound for the Wolverines. Jones in the corner, takes the three. No good, bounces off the rim, and rebound ends up with Smith, who's taking it up the court for the Boilermakers. Guarded by Donaldson, gives it off to Kaufmann-Renn. Top of the key. Here's Loyer on the left wing, back to Smith. Smith trying to drive in on Golden. The fadeaway jumper is good. Nice shot there from Braden Smith. 4-0, Boilermakers, 1.5 minutes gone. Wolverines quickly back up the court. Here's Wolf, guarded by First. A nice pass into Jones, and Jones getting double teamed along the baseline, does a good job to throw it off Kaufmann-Renn and keep it with the Wolverines.
Wolverines clearly seeing something here where they want Wolf to dump it off down the baseline, nearly avoiding 2 turnovers early there.
It's going to be Trey Donaldson on the inbound. Gives it up to Golden, now to Wolf at the top of the key. Looking for Donaldson in the corner, doesn't have him. Screen here from Burnett. Wolf gives it to Burnett down at the baseline, but it's going to get poked away. Ends up with Braden Smith. He's going to take the pull-up three, and it's good. And Purdue takes an early 7-0 lead. But Michigan quickly down the court. Here's Wolf trying to go in for the layup, but blocked there by Kaufmann-Renn, and Purdue's got possession again. 2 minutes gone. Still no points for the Wolverines. Here's Braden Smith, guarded by Nimari Burnett, screened by Kaufmann-Renn. Taking it into the paint, trying to go up on Golden. Another fadeaway jumper is no good, but Kaufmann-Renn with the offensive rebound, and we're going to have a jump ball here. 2.5 minutes gone, and it's going to come with Michigan, so lucky there as they were not able to get that defensive rebound.
It's feeling like a very similar story early here for the Wolverines, Jonas.
Definitely, and Reuben Jones carrying the ball like he did at North Texas, gives it off to Golden, and an offensive foul against Nimari Burnett, and the Wolverines really struggling in these first 2.5 minutes. Still no points on the board, 7-0 for the Boilermakers. Here's Smith taking it up the court, guarded by Jones, gives it off to Loyer, guarded by Burnett at the top of the key. Screen Kaufmann-Renn, the pull-up three from Loyer, no good. Rebound from Danny Wolf. Gives it off to Donaldson, who's going to take it up the court. Donaldson, guarded by First. Calling for the ISO. Makes a move on First, taking it into the lane. The floater is good, and Michigan is on the board after 3 minutes of play. Nice little floater there from Trey Donaldson, taking it into his own hands. Here's C.J. Cox taking it up the court, hands it off to Braden Smith. Smith, screen Kaufmann-Renn. He's trying to take it in. Pass back to Cox at the top of the key. Cox, the pull-up jumper at the free throw line. No good. Rebound, Danny Wolf, but it's stripped away by First. And unfortunate there for Danny Wolf as he had the defensive rebound, but then it was stripped away. And then a foul against the Wolverines, and the Boilermakers are going to have it under the basket. Michigan fans in the Maze Rage not too happy about that call.
Yeah, you know, they're going to bemoan maybe a little too much contact, but this is the Big Ten, Jonas. You have to expect a level of physicality in the game that might get frustrating at times for the watcher.
First free throw from C.J. Cox is good. 8-2 for the Boilermakers here with just over 3 minutes gone in this first half.
And I hate to be a box score watcher, Jonas, but with 4 turnovers in less than 4 minutes for Michigan, this is an unsustainable style of play.
Second free throw is good from Cox, and yeah, John, this is exactly how you didn't want to start this game if you're the Wolverines. You do not want to let Purdue get out to too big of an early lead. Here's Reuben Jones handling it at that block end, guarded by Loyer, trying to make a move on Loyer, unable to, hands it off to Golden at the free throw line, guarded by Kaufmann-Renn. Golden making a move, trying to go up, and gets the lucky bounce there as nice little hook shot there from the Big Ten logo, just in front of the free throw line. 4-9 for the Boilermakers. Here's Kaufmann-Renn at the free throw line, making a move on Golden. Double teamed by Donaldson, still gets the layup up. Rebound there from First, and a few offensive rebounds already for Purdue, and we're going to have a timeout here from Dusty May as he really doesn't like what he sees so far from Michigan.
Yeah, already Danny Wolf needing to up the level of physicality. You know, Caleb First, we know he's going to bring it to you. Trey Kaufmann-Renn, he's no slouch. It's a game of musculature here, Jonas.
Definitely, and already 4 offensive rebounds here for Purdue in these first 4 minutes. And as you said earlier, John, a little reminiscent of that game in Mackey Arena. The Wolverines have been able to keep it closer than they did in West Lafayette, but really a tough first 4 minutes for these Wolverines, who have been on a 4-game win streak and have been playing some good basketball, but, you know, all close victories and not looking too good in these first 5 minutes.
Indeed, the Wolverines can even count themselves lucky that it's this close despite some of the adversity they've already seen. If I'm Dusty May in that huddle, I'm telling my guys, okay, you've seen it. You know what they're bringing, and they're not going to let up, so to speak. I like this timeout call by Dusty May. He's kind of preached that he doesn't enjoy calling timeouts. He thinks it doesn't change the flow of how games go. Some people may contradict him on that. Some people may disagree. All the same, though, I think it's telling for him to use a timeout so early here. I mean, it is a media timeout, I guess I should say, so it was going to come anyways. So maybe more of a moot point than I wanted it to be.
Yeah, no, but Dusty May, 6 straight winning seasons at Florida Atlantic from 2018 to 2024. He started his coaching career in at Eastern Michigan University, so has come back to Washtenaw County and has found success here in Ann Arbor, to the surprise of a lot of Wolverine fans, and has done a really great job with the 11 transfers that make up this Wolverine team. And Purdue, on the other hand, no transfers on their roster. A lot of their players coming out of Indiana. Like I said, Braden Smith was Indiana Mr. Basketball, is Westfield High School, his high school's all-time points and assist leader. His mom also was Miss Basketball Arkansas, back in 1997. So basketball definitely runs in the Smith family, and he has really found success since coming to Purdue. Has over 200 assists already on the season, so really knows how to dish it out. And he's the only player in NCAA history to have 450 points, 290 assists, and 250 rebounds in one season. This was last year, and Braden Smith already showing to be a menace against these Wolverines, and had 4 steals against them a few weeks ago in West Lafayette. And we're going to resume play here with the Boilermakers inbounding under the basket. Here's Smith, finds Kaufmann-Renn. Gale Jr. in the game now. Kaufmann-Renn to the corner for Loyer. The 3 is good for Purdue, and they're back up 8 points here, 12-4 with just over 15 and a half minutes to go. Reuben Jones taking it up the court, picks up his dribble, finds Golden at the top of the key, hands it off to Donaldson. Donaldson gives it to the corner to Gale. Gale trying to drive in from the baseline. Wolf, corner 3, thinks about it, doesn't take it. Now finds Gale. Donaldson in the left corner, thought about the 3 as well, now drives in, and a great move to get the layup to go and cut the Purdue lead to 6 points. Great job from Trey Donaldson there to get his 4th point of the game. Here's Smith for Purdue taking it up the court. Screen Kaufmann-Renn on Jones. Trying to make a move inside, try to get the fadeaway jumper, but good defense from Jones. Now Kaufmann-Renn, the hook shot over Golden is no good. Rebound Donaldson, taking it up the court quickly, trying to drive into the lane, and gets the foul as he went up for a floater on Kaufmann-Renn, and he's going to go to the line for 2.
Trey Donaldson being the savior here early for the Michigan Wolverines. I want to go back to something you mentioned, though, earlier, Jonas. No transfers for this Purdue team. This is a group that is battle-tested under Matt Painter just a couple of years ago, of course. 2 years, that is. The loss to Fairleigh Dickinson, they'll remember it very much with a sour taste in their mouth, 16-1. But look who was on that team. Braden Smith, Foster Loyer, Caleb First, Trey Kaufmann-Renn. These are battle-tested guys. They've been through the fire, and they've stuck with Matt Painter here in West Lafayette.
Most definitely, and Donaldson got his first free throw to go. He's getting ready to shoot the other one. It's up and good. Cuts the Purdue lead to 4. Donaldson's got 6 of the 8 points here for the Wolverines. 5 minutes gone in this first half. Here's Smith taking it up the court, guarded by Reuben Jones. Looking to the bench, and he's going to slow it down. Finds Kaufmann-Renn at the free throw line. Nice move from Kaufmann-Renn, and the layup is good. 14-8, Purdue. And Golden having a tough time guarding Kaufmann-Renn so far in this game. Here's Donaldson taking it up the court. Thinks about the three. Pump fake. Puts it up. It's good! Trey Donaldson from 3 from the left wing. And he's been all of the Wolverines' offense basically so far this season and really got the crowd going there. 11-14 for Purdue. Here's Foster Loyer at the top of the key. Driving in. Gives it back to Kaufmann-Renn. Pump fake there. It's Miles Colvin. No good. And here's Gale Jr. taking it in. Pass to Jones with the slam. And Michigan coming right back. 13-14, just a 1-point lead now for Purdue. And Camden Hyde and Jakari Harris have checked into the game for the Boilermakers. Here's Braden Smith. The three-pointer over Golden is no good. Donaldson the rebound. Michigan crowd really getting into it. Here's Gale, gives it to Golden, to Reuben Jones for 3 in the corner. Off the back rim, no good. Rebound back to Jones. Jones, guarded by Hyde, almost turns it over, but a pull-up jumper from Gale is no good. Rebound Wolf, puts it back up, it's good. Michigan's got their first lead of the game. Great rebound there from Danny Wolf, the Yale transfer. And Wolverines up 1 point with 13 minutes left in this first half. Here's Braden Smith trying to cut into the lane, double team by, he's gonna find Loyer in the corner, pumps fakes the 3, the pull-up jumper is good, and Purdue's gonna take back their lead, 16-15, just under 13 minutes to go. And a miscommunication there from the Wolverines as Reuben Jones was trying to find Gale and was unable to, and Will Cheddar and Justin Pippin are gonna check into the game for the Wolverines, and as well as Namari Burnett, he's gonna come back into the game.
And you know, Dusty May's gonna have a laugh on the sideline of that turnover, but frankly, those are the little edges that can make all the difference in a game like this.
100%. Here's Braden Smith. Pull-up jumper, fakes it. Loyer in the corner for 3, in and out. Fortunate for the Wolverines. Danny Wolf on the rebound. Here's Pippin taking it up the court. Guarded by Harris. Gives it to Wolf on that left wing. Wolf picks up his dribble. Finds Gale. Fakes the 3. Drives in. Triple teamed. And he's going to have the ball ripped away by Cameron Hyde. And it's going to be a jump ball. End up with the Boilermakers. And Michigan a little hesitant to shoot from beyond the arc so far this game.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the scouting report was going in, but of course Purdue going to make nothing easy on you when it comes to the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and here's Braden Smith at that block M. Guarded by Namari Burnett. He's going to give it out to Harris on the left wing, but there's going to be a foul call on Will Cheddar. Off-ball foul there from Cheddar. Maze Rage and the Wolverine fans not too happy about it. Inbound from Loyer. Finds Braden Smith on the block M. Guarded by Burnett. Double teamed by Cheddar. Kaufmann-Renn taking it in on Wolf. Puts the shoulder on Wolf and gets the layup to go. 18-15 for the Boilermakers. Pippin's going to take it up the court quickly here for the Wolverines. Finds Wolf at the top of the key. Drives in. Foul. Almost gets the and 1 to go, but he's going to have to settle for 2 shots at the line. And we're going to have the second timeout of the game here as Michigan started off kind of slow, but thanks to Trey Donaldson, able to get back into this game and just 3 points down against the Boilermakers with just under 12 minutes to go.
Yeah, after that initial media timeout at about 16 minutes, Michigan has completely played a different game. They can thank a little more physicality, a little more safety with the ball, and a little more shot making to deliver a much closer game than what initially seemed like it could have spiraled out of control.
Definitely, and Trey Donaldson taking it into his own hands a little bit. 9 points here, 3 for 3 from the field, one of those being a nice three-pointer, which really got this crowd going, and just 6 points from the rest of the Wolverines, so they're going to want to see a little bit more production, but Trey Donaldson, obviously the transfer from Auburn, just started 10 games, played in 67, but only missed 2 games over his 2 seasons at Auburn. His dad also played basketball at Troy and was their 11th all-time leading scorer and has the most minutes for Michigan this season. And Dusty May gave him a bit of a break there after he went on a little bit of a run of his own. And Michigan 6 for 8 in their last 8 field goals. So have been efficient from the field, and really Dusty May has got to be pleased with these Wolverines, especially in context of their last game out in West Lafayette.
Indeed, and a testament to that, you just mentioned it, Michigan 6 for their last 8. They're 6 for 9 on the game in totality. When they can get to the rim and get their opportunities, they're able to convert, but simultaneously sitting at 6 turnovers through just over 8 minutes. It's about being able to even put a shot up that at times can feel a little difficult for the Wolverines. Contrasting that, Purdue 7 of 17 from the field. So they're getting their opportunities, something Michigan needs to limit down the stretch.
Definitely, and the Boilermakers are going to start hitting their shots, and we can almost guarantee that. Foster Loyer had a three-pointer from the corner, just barely squeezed out of the rim. So a couple lucky bounces for the Wolverines, and Purdue hasn't been as efficient as they have been or as they could be, and the Wolverines are going to need to take advantage of that if they're going to want to stay in this game and have a chance of coming out with a win against the Big Ten leaders.
Indeed, we'll have to see. Foster Loyer, too. I've seen Michigan go under on him on screens, not defending his three-point prowess as aggressively as I would have liked to have seen. They'll need to make sure they keep an eye on one of the most prolific shooters in the country going forward.
Most definitely, and Danny Wolf's going to go to the line for 2. Not the best free throw shooter on the year, but has improved as of late. First one is good. 16-18, Purdue with the 2-point lead. Deep breath for Wolf before this second free throw. And he gets it to go and cuts the Boilermaker lead to just 1 point. And Michigan's running a full court press now. It's going to be Jakari Harris taking it up the court for the Boilermakers. Miles Colvin checked into the game for Purdue, as well as Riley Burgess. Burgess at the top of the key, guarded by Wolf. Here's Heidi, guarded by Gale Jr. Now back to Smith. Smith, guarded by Wolf, taking it into the lane. Nice move, blocked by Wolf. Justin Pippen taking it up the court quickly, finds Burnett. Right wing three-pointer off, but rebound Gale Jr. tries to go back up with it. And a nice offensive rebound there from Gale Jr., and he's going to get fouled as he went up for the layup. And he's going to go to the line for 2, so a great block there from Danny Wolf as Braden Smith looked like he had gotten the best out of the Wolverines defense, but a quick turnaround and Pippen bringing it down the court quickly, and now Gale's going to shoot 2. First one's up and goes off the back of the rim, no good.
You know, he misses his first opportunity there, but if you're Roddy Gale, I love to see that for him. What's a coach going to tell you if you're in a rough stretch, a rough patch? Go up and get a rebound. Go do something that anybody can do. It just takes effort. Those are the kind of things that can change your mental state.
100%, and second free throw is up and bounces out and in. Unlucky there for Roddy Gale as he can't get any of his free throws to go. And Braden Smith is going to take it up the court here for Purdue. guarded by Donaldson, finds Colvin. Colvin gives it right back to Smith. Smith driving in, the step back jumper from the free throw line is good. A nice jumper there from Braden Smith. Purdue back up 3 points, just under 11 minutes to go in this first half. Here's Gale, guarded by Colvin, trying to make a move, gives it out to Golden for three from the top of the key, the big man, no good. Rebound Colvin, taking it up the court, but he's gonna give it back to Braden Smith. Purdue wants the ball in Smith's hands. Smith's driving into the lane. The step back jumper is good. Braden Smith, mid-range Mike, really can't give him any space on the floor, really able to create his own shots. And Wolverines down 5 here. Here's Donaldson trying to take it into the lane. Will Cheddar for three from the top of the key, it's good! Will Cheddar getting his first points of the game with that three-pointer and cuts the Purdue lead to 2. We're gonna have a whistle here on the court as C.J. Cox is gonna check in to the game for Purdue.
And you know, Will Cheddar is just such the energizer bunny for the Wolverines. That's what he's gonna give you, a big hard screen, turn right around, hit a deep three from 1-2 steps off the line. Yeah,
and just as Purdue looked like they were going on a bit of a run, a big three there from Cheddar, and Reuben Jones is going to check back into the game for the Wolverines. Here's Smith at the block end, gives it to Colvin on the left wing, right back to Smith. Smith guarded by Burnett, is looking to make a move, drives into the lane, the floater, gets the bounce to go, and Braden Smith really taking over in this first half. Purdue up 4, just under 10 minutes to go. Here's Cheddar on the left wing for the Wolverines, trying to make a move on Heidi. Here's Golden at the top of the key, trying to post up Burgess, is gonna get double teamed, tries to get the pass away, unable to. Another turnover for the Wolverines. Crowd not happy as Cheddar hit the floor. Here's Heidi gonna drive into the lane, gives it to Burgess, but Donaldson is gonna come up from behind and get a huge block there on Burgess as he's tried to get the layup to go, and just over 9 minutes to go in this first half, Purdue up 4.
And that's an effort play by Trey Donaldson. That's something you can't teach. Coming in from behind and just making the play. I would have loved to see that effort on the other end of the floor once Vlad Golden was double teamed. He needed help down there. The big man is not going to dribble himself out of those moments.
Definitely not. Here's Purdue on the inbound. Colvin, corner. The mid-range jumper is not going to go, but we're going to have a whistle on the floor here. Foul against Michigan. It's going to be against Namari Burnett. Again, the crowd not too happy with a lot of these refs' calls in this first half.
And Namari Burnett going to check out now, courtesy of Roddy Gale giving him some relief. Namari Burnett, when he gets into foul trouble early, he really struggles. He begins to kind of sink back into his shell. Frustrating to see him sort of limited to the bench, relegated to the bench, that is, because of his second foul.
Definitely in. Smith is going to give it to Kaufmann-Renn, who's checked back into the game for Purdue. Now Smith, the pull-up three from the right wing is good, and you really can't give Braden Smith any space here. 7-point lead now for Purdue, 9 minutes to go in this first half. Here's Reuben Jones, gives it to Wolf on that right wing. Wolf posting up on Smith, has got the size advantage. He's going to put the floater up, can't get it to go. Rebound Colvin. Now Braden Smith with Purdue. Screen by Kaufmann-Renn. The pull-up three from the top of the key, no good. Rebound for Reuben Jones. He's going to take it up the court quickly to Donaldson on the right wing. Donaldson, guarded by First, makes a move. He's going to try and put it up, finds Jones in the left wing. Back to Donaldson. The three over over First, no good. And bit of a scoring drought here for the Wolverines. 7-point lead here for Purdue. Braden Smith now on the ball, guarded by Gale Jr. To Colvin, right back to Smith at the block M. Guarded by Wolf. Smith taking his time, directing his team, trying to make a move on Wolf, driving in on the left side, hands it off to Kaufmann-Renn. Gets stripped away. Now Gale coming up the court quickly and gets the layup to go. Roddy Gale with that fast break point. Point off a turnover there for the Wolverines, and Purdue now only up 5 points. Here's Smith on the ball for the Boilermakers. Guarded by Donaldson on the left wing, picks up his dribble, finds Kaufmann-Renn, and then a push there from Golden on Kaufmann-Renn, as we're going to have another timeout here with 7.5 minutes to go in this first half. Purdue up 5 points, 27-22.
Indeed, of those 27 points for Purdue, 14 have come from one Mr. Smith. It's his world, and we're all just living in it. The Wolverines switching Reuben Jones, their defensive stopper, onto Braden Smith, trying to find an answer. I mean, that final fadeaway three that he hit was just butter. No other way to say it.
Yeah, and Braden Smith just can dish out the assists, but also able to create his own shots with ease. And as I've been saying, you really cannot give him any space. He's got more than half of Purdue's points, like you said, John, and two 3-pointers, 2 for 4 from 3, and 6 for 10 from the field, shooting 60%. And as we said earlier, Purdue's going to start hitting their shots, and that field goal percentage is starting to creep up a little bit for Purdue. They're now at 44. Michigan's still shooting over 50% from the field, so when they get their opportunities, they're able to convert them, but just some good defense and some costly turnovers for the Wolverines, which we've been telling them that we've been saying that they need to avoid those turnovers, and it's cliche, but if they can protect the ball and keep getting those opportunities, they'll have a chance to, be in this game. Only down 5 points here with 7.5 to go in this first half.
Indeed, Jonas, and with another media timeout, we'll have to see if Dusty May can calm his guys down yet again. Today they've been strong coming out of these timeouts. Maybe, give Braden Smith a chance to cool off, not have the ball in his hands for a moment. If anything, I'm sure Braden Smith is the guy who wants a timeout the least of anyone in this entire arena. He wants to go back and get another shot up, I'm sure.
Definitely, and obviously that three-headed monster for Purdue is Braden Smith, Foster Loyer, and Trey Kaufmann-Renn. But it's really been all Braden Smith so far this game. 6 points from Kaufmann-Renn, 5 points for Loyer. So they've been able to limit those two threats for Purdue, but Braden Smith seems to have the ball in his hands every time Purdue comes up the court. Doesn't seem like he's really had too many minutes on the bench, basically none, and it's really been tough for the Wolverines to contain him, and we'll see how they get on for the last 7.5 minutes of this first half. They're going to want to keep this lead close and give themselves an opportunity to win this game, as one might think they don't deserve to be in it so far, but they've played hard and they've played well. And Purdue is going to have the ball to inbound under their basket now. 7.5 to go. Here's Loyer. Finds Kaufmann-Renn. Kaufmann-Renn trying to post up Golden. Gives it to First. First over Wolf. Gets his own rebound. Second layup is no good either, but Kaufmann-Renn gets another offensive rebound, and then the pass is going to get tipped away by Reuben Jones, and it's going to stay with Purdue. But 2 offensive rebounds there from Purdue. Not what you want to see if you're Dusty May. It's going to be Loyer on the inbound from the sideline. Gives it to Braden Smith, guarded by Reuben Jones. Smith on the left wing. He's got a screen from Kaufmann-Renn. The pull-up three decides not to take it. Kaufmann-Renn is going to go for the post-up, but he's going to get called for the travel as he tried to make a spin move there on Vlad Golden, but it's going to be a turnover there for Kaufmann-Renn.
Some mangy defense courtesy of Reuben Jones. The Wolverines hoping that he can replicate that all night.
Here's Reuben Jones running the point for the Wolverines like he did at North Texas. He likes the ball in his hands. Picks up his dribble there. He's going to find Golden at the top of the key. Gale cutting in, and as he went up, he lost the ball, and he thought it was tipped out of his hands, but seems like it just slipped out, and it's going to be another turnover for the Wolverines, and Purdue is going to get possession. Here's Braden Smith taking it up the court, guarded by Jones. Gives it to Kaufmann-Renn at the top of the key. Renn picks up his dribble, finds Braden Smith on the left wing, guarded by Wolf. Wolf, the fadeaway jumper from the right block is no good, but there's going to be a foul on the floor. It's going to be an offensive foul against Caleb First, and Michigan is going to get the ball back. 6.5 minutes to go in this first half. Trey Donaldson not on the court right now. Here's Reuben Jones. Jones finds Gale at the top of the key, guarded by Smith. Gale finds Pippen in the left corner. The three off the back of the rim, no good. Wolverines needed that three. Here's Loyer, finds First at the top of the key. Now Smith at the left wing, guarded by Wolf, now at the top of the key. Smith driving in on that left side, trying to find a lane to get his layup to go. He's just going to end up throwing it off Wolf as he was getting crowded along that baseline, and Purdue's going to maintain possession.
Yeah, Michigan seemingly really comfortable with the Danny Wolf switch onto Braden Smith off of First. He's had some success so far, but I'm interested that they're not keeping Reuben Jones more tightly pressed on him.
Definitely not, and Purdue 0 for their last 4, 1 for their last 7 from the field. So Michigan's got to capitalize on lack of offense, but Kaufmann-Renn is going to go up there on Wolf and get the right-handed layup to go, end that drought for the Boilermakers. Here's Gale Jr. taking it up the court, posting up on Smith, now in the right corner. He's going to give it all the way to Jones on the left wing, gives it to Wolf on the right wing. Wolf, guarded by First, trying to make a move, gives it out to Jones. Jones thought about the three, back to First. And Golden's going to put the hook shot up, and it's going to get tipped in by Gale. And Golden couldn't get the hook shot to go, but Gale in there to get that tip in. And 5-point lead here for Purdue. Here's Braden Smith. Gives it to Kaufmann-Renn. Kaufmann-Renn at the free throw line. He's going to give it back to Smith at the block M. Smith driving in the corner, finds C.J. Cox. The three rattles in. Big three there for the Boilermakers. Lead back up to 8 for Purdue, just under 5 minutes to go. Here's Gale for the Wolverines at the right wing. Gives it to Golden at the top of the key. Jones in the left corner, finds Wolf, and Wolf is going to be fouled by Caleb First along the baseline as he tried to go up, but it's going to be on the floor here for the Wolverines. Will Cheddar is going to check into the game for Vlad Golden.
Alongside him, the Wolverines are going to be happy to have Cheddar back in the game, hopefully inject some energy here as an 8-point lead feels like it's increasing by the minute.
Definitely, and Donaldson also back in the game, gives the inbound to Cheddar. Donaldson at the top of the key, driving in, the pull-up jumper, can't get it to go. Rebound, Fletcher Loyer, and he's going to hand it off to Braden Smith, who's going to take his time going up the court. 8 turnovers for Michigan in this first half. Here's Smith driving into the paint, guarded by Wolf. Loyer fakes the three, the pull-up jumper is good from the free throw line, and lead up to 10 points now in double digits for Purdue. Here's Jones in the right corner, gives it to Wolf on the right wing. Wolf trying to drive in, gives it to Gale. Gale gets the layup to go, and cuts that lead to 8 points for Michigan. Here's Braden Smith taking it up the court. Purdue hitting their last 3 field goals. Michigan's going to want to get a stop on defense here. Here's Cox, gives it to Kaufmann-Renn on the left wing. Double team by Donaldson. Gives it to Loyer. Loyer open for 3 from the right wing. It's good. You cannot leave Fletcher Loyer open for 3. Lead back to double digits. Now 11 for Purdue. 37-26, 3.5 minutes to go. Here's Gale Jr. The floater from the corner. Gets the 2-pointer to go. And a couple buckets here for Roddy Gale to keep Michigan in this game. Here's Braden Smith taking it up the court. 37-28 for the Boilermakers. Braden Smith, guarded by Jones, gets the screen there from Heidi. Smith trying to drive into the lane, now guarded by Wolf. Gives it to Loyer, gives it right back to Smith on the right wing. Smith has got the matchup he wants it. Takes the pull-up 3, but it's blocked by Danny Wolf. Now it's Gale taking it up the court, and he's going to get fouled as he tried to get a point there off the Purdue turnover, and we're going to have another timeout here with 3 minutes to go in this first half.
And with that foul on the fast break, Michigan with an opportunity to hopefully ignite a run of its own. the Wolverines, they've had a penchant all year long for kind of blowing leads in the final few minutes of the half. Maybe they can flip the script here in more ways than one and instigate a run of their own to pull a little tighter before we head into the second 20.
Yeah, and Roddy Gale not getting the start tonight, but has made his time useful while he's on the court. 8 points so far in this game, 4 for 5 from the field, so he's been very efficient so far, and it's good to see him back out there playing with some confidence, and he's been the one to keep Michigan in this game right now, just down 9 points with 3 minutes to go. And Purdue, after going on a bit of a scoring drought, went 1 for 7 from the field for a few possessions, but now going 4 for their last 5. That field goal percentage has creeped up to 45%, as well as shooting 45% from beyond the arc, and that is not sustainable if you're the Wolverines. And Fletcher Loyer had a couple open looks from beyond the arc. He's got 10 points so far, but only hitting 2 out of those 4 threes, so the Wolverines lucky he hasn't made them pay too much.
Yeah, 2 for 4, on par with kind of the incredible play that Fletcher Loyer brings. But what's so stunning to me is the ease at which he's found his opportunities. In more than one chance, he has not even had a hand in his face for those shots. Had a nice pump fake that had, I believe it was Trey Donaldson flying behind him. He's going to make you pay. You got to pay attention to the shooter.
Definitely, and in his 3rd season at Purdue, he's really found a great place here with the Boilermakers, and was the Indiana Gatorade Player of the Year in high school. And it's a basketball family. His father, John, actually is a scout for the LA Clippers and was the Pistons interim head coach for a while. So Fletcher Loyer actually played some high school basketball in Michigan, and he's back in Ann Arbor today, and he's got 10 points on the day, 4 for 6 from the field. So that dynamic offensive trio for the Boilermakers has made the Wolverines pay so far, as they're up 9 with 3 minutes to go in this first half. And like you said, John, the Wolverines are going to want to cut into this lead with their last 3 minutes in the half, and they're in the bonus. So Roddy Gale is going to go to the line, missed his first 2 free throws, and it's going to be one-on-one here for Roddy Gale. 80% from the line on the year. Gets the first one to go. Big free throw there from Gale. Cuts the lead to 8. Second one's up and gets it to go, and 7-point lead now for Purdue. 3 minutes to go in this first half. Michigan running a bit of a press here. Gale guarding Braden Smith. Braden Smith has not checked out of the game at all in this first half for good reason. He's going to take his time here just in front of the half-court line. Gets a screen from Kaufmann-Renn, trying to find space. He's got Loyer. Loyer on the right wing, picks up his dribble, gives it to Kaufmann-Renn. Guarded by Cheddar. Kaufmann-Renn trying to make a move, going to post him up, puts a shoulder in, a big one, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Kaufmann-Renn. Some nice defense there from Will Cheddar, staying strong, and Wolverines are going to get the ball back.
It's always on the second bump. They're going to call that one. 1, boom, 2, boom. That's what Will Cheddar does best.
And they're going to put the play under review now, as potentially a flagrant foul there, as Kaufmann-Renn went in with the elbow there against Will Cheddar. So the Purdue Boilermakers, after having an 11-point lead at one point, could see their lead shrink a little bit with these last 2.5 minutes in the first half.
And you know, Jonas, we'll have to see what the ruling looks like in regards to the flagrant foul, if it's upgraded potentially. I didn't necessarily see anything flagrant, but all the same, I just want to go back to what a great glue guy Will Cheddar is. You know, the glue guy becomes the cliche that maybe we can laugh at times in any sport, but really, what's he done tonight? He's set a big screen, he's hit a 3, and now he's drawn a foul that has a chance to be upgraded. I mean, talk about a dude who's playing for the team and not for himself.
Yeah, and in his 4th season at Michigan, hasn't gotten too much playing time here for the Wolverines, but really is their solid 6th man off the bench. Redshirted his first season, and last season had about 6.8 points per game, just under 7 points. And the foul is not going to be upgraded to a flagrant, but Michigan will still keep the ball and will take that turnover for Purdue. It's their 4th of the game. Michigan, 8 turnovers, doubling the Boilermakers amount. So here's Jones taking it up the court. Screen by Cheddar. Here's Wolf at the top of the key. Finds Gale at the free throw line. Gale guarded by Cox. Navari Burnett, the 3 from the left wing, in and out. Unlucky. Cheddar fighting for the rebound. And a controversial call there from the referee as Cheddar and Heidi were fighting for that rebound. And LJ Kaysen is going to check into the game. LJ Carson, excuse me, is going to check into the game for the Wolverines out of Lakeland, Florida. Here's Smith on the ball, gives it to Loyer. Now Heidi, Cox, back to Smith at the block M. Screen first. Cox taking it in on Carson. And he's going to get called for a travel there. Another turnover there for the Purdue Boilermakers.
Great play there by LJ Kaysen to, kind of help draw that travel. He was raved about, came with Dusty May, formerly an FAU recruit. He had a little bit of maturing to do from the start of this season, but he's an offensive fire starter.
Definitely. Kaysen was committed to Florida Atlantic, but when he heard Dusty was coming to Michigan, decided to come here. Wolverines on the ball. Gale under the basket. The pump fake free throw is going to be no good, and now Cheddar is going to fight for the rebound with first, and we're going to have a jump ball, and it's going to stay here with the Wolverines. But nice fight there from Will Cheddar, and as you said, John, really the glue guy, gets the court going, and great energy from Will Cheddar as he holds up the ball after fighting for that rebound and keeping the ball with Michigan. Just under 2 minutes to go in this first half. Purdue has not scored in the last 2 minutes. Michigan unable to capitalize to the fullest extent so far. Here's Cheddar on the right wing, the deep 3, just short. And as Gale tried to get that rebound, he's going to run out of bounds. And Cheddar trying to get the crowd going with a deep 3 there from the right wing. Maybe a little too optimistic, but like to see the energy anyway.
Maybe he's earned it. Maybe he earned that one.
I think he did. He definitely did. And here's Braden Smith taking it up the court, guarded by Kaysen. Smith. Here's Loyer. Another open 3 for Loyer. Can't get it to go. And Purdue unable to get the offensive rebound first. And Heidi colliding with one another. Now here's Gale Jr. in the corner for the Wolverines. Guarded by Smith. Picks up his dribble. Finds Wolf at the left wing. Here's Jones. Swings it to Kaysen. Kaysen calling off Cheddar's screen. Kaysen trying to make a move on first. Gives it to Wolf. Fakes the 3 from the left wing. Puts it up anyway. Gets it to go! Danny Wolf. An interesting form there on the 3-pointer, but a huge 3 just under a minute to go in this first half. Michigan cuts the Purdue lead to 4 points. Here's Braden Smith. He's going to go for the 3. Heidi wide open in the right corner. Can't get it to go. Gale with the rebound. And he's going to get fouled. Jakari Harris trying to guard Gale up front in his own half, and he's going to have the foul called against him. Michigan in the bonus, so Gale's going to go to the line again. But huge 3 from Danny Wolf. He initially pump faked a deep 3 and then shot it off what looked like 1 foot as he was closely guarded and got it to go. Nothing but net, and a huge 3 there from Danny Wolf, the Yale transfer.
To me, Jonas, it looked like he was trying to draw a foul call a little bit there, leaning in on the shot. He'll be thankful that it landed all the same. No whistle came, though.
Definitely. And here's Gale at the line, 2 for 4 so far today. First one's up. And he's going to get the bounce to go.
Shooter's touch.
Shooter's touch there from Roddy Gale, who's in double digits now on the day. Roddy Gale not starting today, but very efficient so far from the field. Gets the second one to go. Purdue now up only 2 points on a 3-minute scoring drought. Crisler Arena is lighting up right now. The fans are going crazy. Everyone's getting on their feet. Here's Braden Smith, guarded closely by Gale. The screen from first. Now Wolf on Smith. Smith pushing everyone away. 20 seconds to go in this first half. He's pointing Heidi to the corner. He wants the ball. Jakari Harris on the left wing. Thinks about the three. Drives in. Floater, no good. First trying to get the rebound. And it's going to get tipped away. The Wolverines cannot believe it as it stays with Purdue. And Matt Painter is going to call a timeout here with 10 seconds to go in this first half. And the Wolverines going on a 9-0 run to close out this first half. Exactly what they needed and exactly what you said they needed to do, John.
Yeah, I'm very happy if I'm the Wolverines to see what has gone on in these last about 3.5 minutes of game time. Crisler faithful not going to like the call there, but it indeed looked like it rolled off of Roddy Gale's hands on the out-of-bounds call. Let's talk about Roddy Gale, though. We'll probably mention it in the halftime. What a performance by him. 12 points in this first half. Boy, did he need this game. Not only this game, but against a top 10 team in the nation. It's got to feel good.
100%. And Dusty May said he was putting him on the bench to lead that bench unit, but Gale getting a lot of minutes here tonight. Second highest team minutes, just behind Reuben Jones, the guy who was starting instead of him, but he's made his time on the court useful. Here's the Purdue with the inbound. Smith looking for a pass. He's going to give it to first. Gale comes in out of nowhere. He's going to tip it away. It's going to stay with Purdue, but some nice defense from Roddy Gale there. Just oozing confidence out of Roddy Gale Jr. 8.5 seconds to go in the half. Fletcher Loyer is going to inbound it right in front of the Michigan bench. Loyer gives it to Smith. 8 seconds. Smith gets the screen from first. Now guarded by Cheddar. Another screen from Loyer. 2 seconds to go. Puts up the deep three. Can't get it to go. And Purdue is going to end the half on an 0 for 6 scoring drought. And the Wolverines are going to end the half on a 9-0 run, just down 2 points after going down 11 points at one point.
You're exactly right, Jonas. And I think something we can highlight here if we're Michigan is what changed this play for them. Well, I'd point to this. 4 minutes in, you have 4 turnovers. You have 6 turnovers 10 minutes through the game. And it wasn't perfect, but in the final 10 of that frame, Michigan limited to only 2 turnovers. And boy, what came with it? A much closer game, a 9-0 run, and the ability to continue to compete and stick with these Boilermakers here.
100%. And if you're Dusty May and the Wolverines, that's exactly how you wanted to finish that first half. Like you said, John, earlier, the Wolverines had the tendency to let the game get away in the closing minutes of the first half, but they turned that on its head, and they had the role of going on a bit of a run there. As we said earlier, a 9-0 run over the last 3.5 minutes to close out that first half. And the Crisler faithful and the Mays Rage was very happy about it, getting on their feet, really appreciating the effort those Wolverines put in. 12 points from Roddy Gale, as we're going to highlight, leads the team. No other person in double digits. Trey Donaldson's got 9 points, but really a standout performance from Roddy Gale after not starting the last 2 games, after starting the first 21, and he's really got to be happy with his performance, and he was oozing confidence out there, not just on offense, but also on defense.
Exactly right. This is the guy the Wolverines envisioned transferring from Ohio State this past year, the Niagara Falls native. Little fun fact, Roddy Gale has all the tools to make things happen. Of course, injured his wrist midway through last year for Ohio State. It hurt his ability to stretch the floor, to shoot the 3-ball. So you can understand at times where that lacking confidence may come from in recovering from an injury. But if the Wolverines want to continue to push for a Big Ten championship, not only does it start tonight, but it starts with a Roddy Gale Jr. who's confident, who's ready to come and play every single night. He had an excellent back cut that didn't even become a foul. It actually was just a missed field goal. But it's the little things, the little IQ plays that show a guy is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and another small thing, with 10 seconds to go in that half, as Purdue was inbounding the ball, Braden Smith threw it up to Caleb First, and Roddy Gale just came out of nowhere and stripped the ball away, and it didn't end up giving the Wolverines the ball, but forced Purdue to give another inbound, and they were not able to get a bucket on their last possession of the half. And just a 2-point lead here for the Purdue Boilermakers as we head into halftime. In the second half, it's going to be Jake Singer and Zach Warshaw on the call for WCBN. And it's been an exciting first half of basketball here at the Crisler Center in Ann Arbor, Michigan. John, you have any closing thoughts for this first half?
No, I'll leave it with you, Jonas, as you play us out here and we watch some juggling in the Crisler Center. Very excellent stuff, better than I can do. But indeed, if you're Michigan, maybe not the perfect half, but one you'll certainly take.
It's going to be an exciting second half here at the Crisler Center. Like I said, Jake Singer, Zach Warshaw on the call for WCBN. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll take a short break, and we'll see you in the second half.
We're back in Crisler Center as the Michigan Wolverines have a 2-point deficit right now to the Purdue Boilermakers in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I want to thank Jonas Tomkin and John Tondora for having a fantastic half, and we welcome you all into our halftime show and into our second half, as my name is Jake Singer, and alongside me is Zach Warshaw, and we have a fun one on tap for you all. The Michigan Wolverines keeping in it right now, down 2 points of Purdue. And Zach, it's been a crazy first half, kind of a very slow start to the first half, but really picked up at the end of those final 10 minutes.
Oh, absolutely. The team that was on at the first start, sorry, let me rephrase. The team that started the game for Michigan and the team that ended that first half were completely different teams. The problems they had in the first part were, well, let's start for the entire half. The defense is somewhat abysmal. They're letting Purdue get any three-point shot they like, which is not ideal. And whenever Purdue gets in the paint, they can't stop them. And obviously, the main problem tonight is Smith. They got to find a way to stop him. He's got 14 points already. They found a way to calm him down there at the end of the first half. They've got to keep a lid on that guy because that's where the Boilermakers run their offense through.
I mean, Braden Smith, indeed, has been one of the best players on Purdue all season long, all really his entire career with Purdue, and tonight he's following up his performance from the first game just a few weeks ago in Mackey Arena at Purdue, and already, as you said, he has 14 points tonight. And alongside him, it's really been a trio, I should say, between Smith, Loyer, and Kaufmann-Renn. The three best players on this Purdue team have really gotten what they wanted to for majority of that half against the Michigan defense.
Oh, absolutely. They were having their way with them. It's funny, the Michigan offense is what kept them in this game, and for most of the time, the Michigan offense was absent too. I think, first of all, if you're Michigan, you're very grateful to be in the position you are, considering you were down 25 last time you played Purdue at halftime. Being down 2 is amazing. However, you have got to get a better shot selection. I think that Michigan is shooting way too early. They need to use more of the shot clock. They're just taking basically the first selection they see, and it's causing them to basically miss a lot of opportunities that they could maybe get if they let a few more seconds run out and see what they can put together.
Could not have said it better myself. Now, on the Michigan side of things, they have been staying pat, 35 points in the first half, close to what they played this past weekend against Indiana, but that first time around against Purdue, they definitely didn't have this much on the Boilermakers in that first half. And really, of all the players on this Wolverine team, I've been very, very impressed with Roddy Gale Jr. in that first half. Coming off his second game from the bench, he has 12 points already.
I totally agree with you. Incredible. You want to, getting that sixth man, he gives the team a little spark, and he's, showing he can be electric. I don't know what else to say. He's doing a great job. Roddy Gale Jr. with 12 points already is team leading off the bench.
He has it. 4 for 6 from the field. Also 4 for 6 from the free throw line. He's really been getting down low, and he's been real. Yes, definitely. He's been physical. He's been active. Another guy's been physical tonight. Will Cheddar coming off the bench as well, hitting a 3, getting a tie-up down low at the end of that first half, trying to retain possession. But the one player that Michigan really runs through, yes, they have Vlad Golden, yes, they have Danny Wolf, but something you'll be able to see all season long is that Trey Donaldson is a shooting first point guard with passing ability. He has vision in the back of his eyes, front of his eyes, whatever it is, and he himself has also been balling so far tonight.
Absolutely, totally agree. Everybody's been balling. The one thing that I kind of want to harp on is the three-point shooting tonight so far has been abysmal. Michigan's 3 for 11 from the three-point line. That's just not going to cut it, especially playing against Purdue. While they're only 5 for 14, they love to shoot the three ball. So if you're going to take those three-point opportunities, you got to make sure you're comfortable with the shot. You can't rush it like they've been doing and shooting 27% from 3. That's not going to win you ball games, especially not against the number 7 team in the country.
No, it won't indeed. This Wolverines team definitely needs to come out shooting a little bit better there in the second half. Zach, we've seen a lot of matchups throughout the evening already. Braden Smith having his way going in the inside. He's really been taking advantage of Reuben Jones in the perimeter, trying to find mismatches going one-on-one. But on the other side of things, the Wolverines have been still trying to make the pick and roll work between Vlad Golden, Danny Wolf. You didn't see it that much there in the first half. There was also some foul trouble getting involved there. But what do the two Michigan big men need to do to try to become more active in the second half, given that it really is a 2v1 matchup against Trey Kaufmann-Renn?
Well, I think that they need to do a better job at starting with the defensive rebounding. That's where, every possession begins, right? They've been not doing a great job boxing out the Purdue Boilermakers when they have to take a shot. Purdue's getting a lot of second chance opportunities off their own rebound. I think the big men need to step up like they've done all year, grab that ball off the board, and just get it up court. That's as simple as that. That's where it starts. That's where you can't start a play if you don't begin it there.
Definitely not. Danny Wolf, 7 points, 2 for 3 from the field, 2 free throws to go along with 5 rebounds. And Vladislav Golden with just 2 points in the first half, 1 for 3 from the field. DeMar Burnett has 0 points. Reuben Jones with 2, with Roddy Gale leading the way with 12. Zach, we're just about 4 minutes before the second half begins here, and these two teams are sitting at the top of the Big Ten standings. Michigan State's kind of cooled off so far going into the Big Ten. Purdue has really been having its way for the most part against the majority of the Big Ten competition. And for the Wolverines, they're undefeated at home this season. They're trying to maintain that undefeated record, but the one team that's giving them trouble all season was Purdue in that previous game a few weeks ago. Tonight, giving them a little trouble earlier on in this one, but you really have seen these two teams go right at it and go back and forth. if there is a spark plug coming off the bench for the Michigan Wolverines, you've seen Will Cheddar come off the bench. LJ Kaysen, who hasn't gotten a lot of minutes as of recently, he came off the bench late in the second half. Justin Pippen's been trying to be inserted more in the lineup as well. Is there a spark plug that you can see from the Wolverines? Does it have to just be the 5 starters, or is there someone that can really get them going off the bench as well?
Absolutely not. I mean, as we talked about, Roddy Gale Jr. coming off the bench has been their hottest player tonight. Furthermore, I think if you get Will Cheddar going, he's a second spark plug you can have. He's only got 3 points tonight, but that's not what we're used to seeing from him. If he gets hot, he can be one of the best 3-point shooters, if not the best one on this team. There's so many. It's almost like an embarrassment of riches, where it's not like, oh, we got to rely on this one guy. There's so many people that can step up with that. They have plenty of options. They don't have to rely on 1 to 2 players. Anybody on any night can have a career game.
And finally, Zach, the story all season long has been turnovers. I know we've seen it in the comments section tonight. I've written many articles for it for Maize and Brew. We talked about it before we got on the broadcast as well. Wolverines right now staying pat. They have just a few turnovers tonight. It really did look like it was worse than it really kind of came out of. What is causing so many turnovers, specifically against this Purdue team, where you saw them get flustered in that first game? They started getting a little flustered early on in this one, where they had 0 points in the first 3 minutes. They've been able to limit them a little bit more, but what does Purdue's defense do so well that's been able to force the Wolverines to get into these really long possessions?
Honestly, I think it's as simple as frustration. If you watch the Purdue game in West Lafayette, you saw Michigan get very frustrated very quickly. You saw it a little bit here at the beginning of this game, where Michigan really couldn't score a point for the first couple of minutes, and then a tie-up ball, like almost like got a little pushing and shoving going. They get in their own head, and thankfully tonight we were able to see Michigan cool that down real quick. They saw it had the potential to get out of hand, and they're like, whoa, let's reel this back in. We're at home. We're undefeated in the Crisler Center. Like, we don't need to lose it so far. They've gotten a handle on it. They've keeping their composure, and it's working out for them. They're only down 2 to number 17 going into the second half.
Again, my name is Jake Singer. Alongside me, Zach Warshaw here for the second half of Michigan basketball. Purdue leading 37-35 going into halftime. And Zach, you're completely right. I mean, limiting the turnovers is number one. I think most Michigan fans would agree that if you can limit the turnovers, this team can really beat any team in the country. So far tonight, they got a little flustered. They've been getting a little better, and I think it all goes back to keeping the ball in Trey Donaldson's hands, running through the system. You want to push when you can, but you don't want to make unforced errors. You don't want to make really absurd passes that lead to turnovers and lead Purdue to go the other way, because what you saw in that first matchup between these two teams, Braden Smith was taking that ball off Michigan turnovers practically every possession in that first half, going the other way for an easy lay-in. And you've been able to limit that so far in this one, but that is how this could get out of control for the Wolverines, but that is also how the Wolverines can keep in this game and even take control of it against the Boilermakers.
I completely agree. And it's the same thing, different day. We just got Smith, the one taking the turnovers for Purdue tonight, but the turnovers have been the problem all season, as you mentioned a little bit ago. It's just a different player for whatever team Michigan is playing that night. So they got to put a lid on that, or else they're never going to be able to fully tie this game up or get back into it. Once you take control of that, use your possessions well. Don't turn the ball over, as we've said 1,000 times now, and make sure you get the best shot possible, and you put yourself in a good position to win if you're the Maize and Blue.
Just about to get up and ready here in the second half of Michigan basketball. Michigan starting 5 back on the floor. Trey Donaldson, Danny Wolf, Namari Burnett, Reuben Jones, and Vladislav Golden. Got Reuben Jones making his second start this season. But Roddy Gale Jr. appears to be a fantastic sixth man for the Wolverines tonight. Michigan in their white uniforms, if you haven't known this by now. Purdue in their black uniforms. It'll be Purdue basketball to start here in the second half. The Boilermakers throwing out Trey Kaufmann-Renn, Braden Smith, Fletcher Loyer, Caleb First, and C.J. Cox, as Caleb First takes the inbound pass from Loyer, and we're back underway here at Crisler Center. Second half basketball right here on WCBN Sports. First, top of the key, give it to Trey Kaufmann-Renn. Now Braden Smith mismatching on Reuben Jones. Kaufmann-Renn down low, working down low on Vlad Golden, tries to get into First. First double team, Twin Towers going up, but First gets the lay-in, except they're going to call it a travel on First instead. Michigan basketball.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, they got bailed out by a travel there. The two big men are getting outplayed. The Purdue Boilermakers know how to work the paint.
Reuben Jones bringing the ball up for the Wolverines. Danny Wolf has it down low, right side from our vantage point. Wolf, cross-court pass looking for Burnett. Burnett losing control of the ball for a second. Now he's in the left corner. Sends it back out to Trey Donaldson. Wolf back to Donaldson, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Danny Wolf looks for a three. He now tries to get it down low to Vlad. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Turnaround jumper for Vlad Golden. That's off the mark. Caleb first the rebound.
You got to try to get Vlad going as well. He's having a very quiet night. He's only got 2 points. They really need him to step up.
Braden Smith moving in right side now, back to Kaufmann-Renn. Kaufmann-Renn moving in on Golden. He takes a few turns, quick pit step, and he lays it in for 2. And now we're back. First point of the second half for the Boilermakers. Danny Wolf moving in right side, going one-on-one on Kaufmann-Renn. That's off the mark. Braden Smith the rebound. Smith wants to push. Smith, top of the key, looks for a screen from Renn. Gets one, now taking it himself, dumps it off to First. First takes a quick stutter step, and he lays it in once again for Caleb First.
Caleb First is not as tall as Vlad Golden or Danny Wolf. They got it. They can't let him just stand underneath the basket and lay it up. They got to be more aggressive there.
4-0 run for the Boilermakers. Danny Wolf has the ball, now passes it off to Namari Burnett. Burnett wants a three, he takes a three, and he sinks the three! Namari Burnett with his first points of the game, and the Wolverines come within 3 points.
It was 0 for 2 from 3 to start. You know he wanted that one real bad.
Braden Smith guarded closely by Burnett at the Michigan M. Half court, looks for a screen, takes it a few times, goes around, dumps it off to Kaufmann-Renn, little floater there, and that gets a nice bounce for the Deuce. Other way, corner three, Burnett, quick shot, and that's off the mark. Ball gets tipped around for a little bit. Braden Smith with the rebound. Smith, guarded by Reuben Jones, jumps it into First for the slam. It misses, but he gets fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Danny Wolf called for the foul.
Here's to talk about that entire last possession. That's exactly what we were talking about going into the second half. Michigan takes a shot not even 4 seconds off the shot clock and left, and Purdue immediately is able to rebound it and just lob it down the court for what looked like a wide-open dunk, able to catch up and commit a foul. But you can't give them these easy opportunities and just give them the ball back immediately.
Caleb First at the free throw line. First shot is up and good. 44-38 as Will Cheddar comes into the game for Vlad Golden. 17:34 left here in the second half. Second shot is off the mark. Burnett with the rebound, and he'll take the ball up the court. Burnett moving left side near the block M. Looking for Reuben Jones. Reuben Jones gets a screen from Wolf. Sends it to Wolf now. Wolf looks for a three. He has a mismatch on Braden Smith. He wants to take it down low on him. Wolf, cross-court pass. Quick swing from Namari Burnett to Trey Donaldson. 10 seconds on the shot clock now. Donaldson resets. Donaldson, one-on-one, going up against Kaufmann-Renn. Donaldson moves inside. That's off the mark. Michigan rebound. Reuben Jones swinging it. Will Cheddar for three. That's off the mark. And Braden Smith comes up with the rebound.
Not a basket, but great ball movement on that possession. If they do that more, I think they have a good opportunity.
Braden Smith finding himself one-on-one with Danny Wolf. 16:48 left in the second half. Will Cheddar switches on Smith, top of the key. Sends it to Cox. Looking for Loyer, avoids a screen. Cox moves down low, gets his own rebound. Quick pull-up shot, and that's good for C.J. Cox.
Those defensive rebounds are going to kill them if they don't get more.
Reuben Jones has the ball on Loyer. Jones, baseline, sends it back out to Cheddar. He wants another three-point chance. That's off the mark. 0 for 2 for Will Cheddar in the second half. Smith dumps it off to Cox. Cox moving inside. He has First. First met at the rim with Cheddar. He gets his own rebound. Braden Smith back to Loyer. Back out to Smith. He looks for a three. He pump fakes. Back out to Loyer. He pump fakes. He gets a little hit from Trey Donaldson. Now he passes it out. First, 0 seconds on the shot clock, and C.J. Cox airballs a three in the corner. Other way goes Danny Wolf. Michigan down 8. Wolf looks for a three. Deep three, and that's also an air ball. So we're trading air balls right now, and that will take us into our first media timeout. Purdue 46, Michigan 38.
Can't remember the last time I saw back-to-back air balls. You never want to see that, even if you're just a fan of basketball, let alone either of these teams. But that, first of all, that was a great defensive possession for Michigan. They were able to drain the entire shot clock. They didn't give Purdue their typical thing easy inside. They made them work for it, and then they had to take a horrible shot from the corner that was totally air ball because it was just from an awful angle. The bad part is, on the other end, on the offense, Danny Wolf runs down the court within 2 seconds of the shot clock, just takes a three and completely airballs it. You have got to give yourself more time. There's 15:49 left in the second half. You don't have to rush by any means. You can take your time, set up, and figure out what look you want to get.
Completely agree. And, you know, we saw in that first 4 minutes, Zach, Michigan going with a quick rotation. Namari Burnett started with Reuben Jones. You got to make a really quick substitution. Will Cheddar comes in for Vlad Golden, and Vlad Golden, you know, who's been very quiet today, Dusty May electing to go with Cheddar. Cheddar takes 2 quick threes, but misses both of them. When you're looking for a bench spark plug, you're looking for a guy like Cheddar who can make the three at any given time. He's proven all season long. How big are those minutes for those guys off the bench?
They're huge, and I really like this move by Dusty May. Vlad Golden's having a little bit of an off night, especially by his standards. Will Cheddar is doing great on defense. He's only 1 for 4 from shooting from the field, I should say. But on defense, he's a huge presence. He's making them, like I just said on this last possession, get different looks, not just throw underneath the basket and do a reverse layup. They've got to do something else rather than just what has been given to them the entire night. Already got 1 block. He's looking for more.
Braden Smith on the other side, he's just so fluid with the basketball. Everything goes through him. You're already seeing that really early on. And Trey Kaufmann-Renn, I've been personally very impressed with so far through a half and 4 minutes of this one, where he's really been able to take control of the down low against both Danny Wolf and Vlad Golden, offensively and defensively. And as you were mentioning, even mid-broadcast, Purdue has been having their way, getting a ton of offensive rebounds already.
Yeah, 100% I agree. Purdue is really have no competition in getting their own rebounds. That was my main complaint if you're a Michigan fan. You got the two tallest guys in the country for the most part. You got to do a better job at boxing out and getting the defensive rebound, which they've done a great job all year. I don't know what's going on tonight. Danny Wolf's doing an okay job. Vlad Golden kind of cold on defense, which is why they did exactly what we were talking about and put Will Cheddar in, who's doing a little bit better job on defense. You can't just give him the second chance opportunity. You've got to grab that board.
9 offensive rebounds already for Purdue as we're back underway here. 15:47 left in the second half. Braden Smith taking the ball up the court. Purdue's 5 starters still in the game, as Michigan's now going to a zone. Kaufmann-Renn sends it down to First. First, though, wants to send it back out to C.J. Cox. Cox is being guarded by Roddy Gale Jr., who's checked in for the game for Namari Burnett. Cox, 7 seconds on the shot clock, being guarded by Danny Wolf. Deep 3 for C.J. Cox. That's off the mark. And Roddy Gale lets that one go out as Trey Kaufmann-Renn goes into the stands along with the basketball. It'll be Michigan basketball.
Past couple possessions for Purdue have been very difficult. Michigan is figuring out how to play them on defense. It's almost like they're listening to us, Jake.
Maybe. Nonetheless, they do still hold an 8-point lead. Reuben Jones bringing the ball up the court for the Wolverines. Cheddar, top of the key. He gets it poked away from him for a second. Gets it back to Roddy Gale Jr. Gale moving in right side. He wants to take it himself for Loyer, but that gets swatted away by Trey Kaufmann-Renn. Going the other way now. Braden Smith wants to push. Fletcher Loyer moving in right side. He gets all the way around Reuben Jones, throws it up, but they're going to call a foul on the floor. So that'll go on Reuben Jones, his first. It'll be Michigan's second team foul the second half. Braden Smith inbounds, looking for Fletcher Loyer. Now he elects to go to Trey Kaufmann-Renn. 22 seconds on the shot clock. Renn gets a screen, switches now is Danny Wolf. Danny Wolf playing him very tightly at the free throw line, goes all the way in as Trey Kaufmann-Renn though, and he just plays bully ball. That's good for 2.
That was a weight room play right there. He just, like you just said, bullied his way right underneath that hoop.
Gale looking for a screen from Danny Wolf. Now since it's the corner of Reuben Jones. Jones picks up his dribble. Now to Danny Wolf. Danny Wolf being guarded by Loyer. He quickly moves inside with double teams. Quickly out to Roddy Gale Jr. 4-3. That's off the back iron. Trey Kaufmann-Renn the rebound, and he's limping a little bit.
even when they're getting good looks, Michigan just a little off the mark. I don't know what's going on tonight, but they not shooting great anywhere.
Reuben Jones guarding Braden Smith. Smith looking for a screen from Renn. He decides to ignore it. C.J. Cox now being guarded by Gale. Now to Fletcher Loyer being guarded by Cheddar. Loyer quickly moves inside, gets it into Kaufmann-Renn. Renn posts up on Danny Wolf, passes it back out. C.J. Cox mid-range. That's off the mark, but Danny Wolf slaps that out of bounds, but they're going to call it off of Purdue, so it'll be Michigan basketball. Actually going to call a foul on a Purdue player. I believe it's on Trey Kaufmann-Renn. So Trey Kaufmann-Renn picks up 3 fouls. That'll actually send him to the bench. Checking in is Camden Heidi, along with Jakari Harris. Heidi, the 6'11 freshman. And we get a whistle here.
Maybe inbounded a little bit too quick there for the ref's liking.
Yes, because the ref wants the ball back, wants to touch it before he gives it to Roddy Gale. So saying Heidi, the 6'11 freshman from Minnesota. Trey Donaldson back in the game, looks for a screen. He's on the left side of the three-point line. Has it across to Danny Wolf, who moves all the way inside for the lay.
What a move. A big man like that shouldn't be able to move that gracefully. What a job by Danny Wolf getting around the opposition there.
The Yale transfer has been making his presence known so far in the second half. 48-40, Purdue leads. Braden Smith moving in on Gale. He takes for the pull-up. That's off the mark. Going the other way is Donaldson. He wants to push. He gets to Gale. Gale moves all the way inside for the acrobatic lay. That's off the mark. Cheddar with the rebound, and he gets fouled. Tough offensive board there for Will Cheddar. Cheddar, my apologies. He gets hit in the face with the ball, so Michigan will inbound underneath its basket.
What a fast break, though, and great job by Will Cheddar to be right behind them in case anything happened. And sure enough, it did, and he was able to grab the board immediately.
Trey Donaldson will inbound it for the Wolverines. Braden Smith quickly on him. Passes it into Cheddar. Bounce pass to Trey. Trey for 3. That's off the mark. Braden Smith with the rebound, and he gets fouled by Roddy Gale Jr. That'll be Gale's first foul. Braden Smith's 6th rebound. He has 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He's been everywhere so far today for the Boilermakers.
He's been what their entire offense runs through. He carries the ball up court. He sets the plays up. Even if he's not shooting, he is involved with about 90% of every single play the Boilermakers run.
Heidi comes out of the game. Kaufmann-Renn comes back in again with 3 fouls as Danny Wolf goes out of the game, and Vlad Golden comes back in.
Time for Vlad Golden to step up, find his role.
Braden Smith being pressed a little bit by Roddy Gale Jr. Smith to Loyer. Loyer moves inside, takes it all the way himself, can't make it. Kaufmann-Renn with the offensive rebound, he misses, and they're going to say out of bounds, and Purdue's going to retain possession.
Purdue retains possession there, but for Michigan, great defensive set. You couldn't have played that any better.
Heidi back in the game with Kaufmann-Renn. Smith to Loyer, mid-range, off the mark. Fight for the offensive rebound. Gale loses it. Cheddar tries to push it, and they're going to now call a foul. I believe Heidi fouled Will Cheddar. Will Cheddar gets up mad at himself that he couldn't make the outlet pass to Damari Burnett for the fast break opportunity. Nonetheless, it'll be Michigan basketball. 12:37 left here in the second half. Purdue still leads 48-40.
I don't mean to repeat myself so many times, but I really want the listeners at home to understand what the most important thing is. Michigan is playing so quickly. They really need to slow it down. I'm not going to keep saying this for the entire last 12 and a half minutes, but I just need to say it one last time. They are playing way too fast. They're rushing every single opportunity except like maybe 2 this half. They have got to take their time and figure out what they want. It's only an 8-point game. You don't have to go this fast.
It's part of that suffocating Purdue defense we've seen all season long. Donaldson moving inside, retreats out to Burnett, now out to Gale. Gale looking for Vlad down low. Quick turnaround. That's off the mark. Cheddar offensive board, and then he's there for the deuce. Will Cheddar making his 5th point of the night. and he has been a spark plug. We've said it many times already this half. He's not made his threes in the second half, but he has been grabbing those boards. Miles Colvin with the ball, and he throws that one away to Loyer. Out of bounds, Michigan basketball.
The Maze Rage is getting into this. This is where the home court advantage comes into play for the Wolverines. If this place gets loud, it is so hard for Purdue to hear themselves think.
Roddy Gale passes it into Mara Burnett. Colvin, Loyer, Smith, Kaufmann-Renn, Heidi on the court for the Boilermakers. Donaldson kicks it out. Trey Cheddar. Cheddar, bounce pass into Gale. Now all the way into Vlad. Vlad loses it. I believe they're going to call it Michigan basketball, still out of bounds. 11:45 left. That'll take us to our second media timeout of the second half. Purdue leads 48-42.
Let me give the obvious props here. Our man Will Cheddar showing up on both ends of the court the past few minutes. He'll be knocking down a three and then immediately getting back for the block. That is the effort you need to see if you're Michigan and you want to beat these Purdue Boilermakers. You need both sides of the ball doing perfect. Copy Will Cheddar's game is what I'm trying to say. I'm too excited for this side.
It's been really exciting to see. Again, Wolverine still a 6-point deficit, but you're still seeing a lot of guys getting involved, but still have to give your props to the Boilermakers. They've not looked perfect so far in the second half. Still only shooting just a hair under 40%, but they're still been able to maintain the 6 to 8 point lead in the second half and have been just clamping down on those Michigan offensive possessions.
I completely agree with what you just said. I have actually no notes. That was great.
40% exactly from the field is Purdue. 31.3% from three, 75% from the free throw line. Wolverine shooting 37.5% from the field, 23.5% from three, and 80% from the free throw line. So both teams that can shoot the three. You've got Fletcher Loyer, Trey Donaldson. You got Nimari Burnett, just guys who are known three-point shooters. Right now, everyone's been pretty cold from behind the arc.
Completely agree. However, Michigan's three-point percentage has actually gone down since halftime. They're now at 24%, like you just said. I like that they, to some degree, have accepted the three ball isn't working a ton tonight. We're seeing a lot more crash in the paint, getting the boards, getting underneath the hoop. Go for the easy layup. You don't have to go for the three ball every single time. And I really like seeing that composure and knowledge that, okay, this isn't working tonight. Let's regroup and try something different. Let's not try doing the same thing and just have it fail 1,000 times.
I mean, for the viewers at home that aren't able to be watching on television, Zach and I have said multiple times during the broadcast about being too quick on offensive possessions for the Wolverines. You just saw also, again, after you said that, 4 straight possessions for the Wolverines are really looking for the first read and taking a quick shot. And it is now a 6-point game. I know situations matter a lot. And you're seeing right there that now they're also trying to attack Vlad Golden. Vlad Golden's wanting to take more offensive possessions. He did miss a turnaround jumper right before the media timeout, but they are taking their chances and they're trying to read the defense very, very quickly. Kind of like a quarterback is Trey Donaldson right now. First read, go. So the Wolverines do need to slow things down a little bit as they have just found a little more success by taking their time, as the Wolverines will inbound here underneath their own basket as we start play once again. Golden gets the ball. Back out now to Roddy Gale Jr. Now trying to get it back down to Golden. 3 seconds of the shot clock. A quick lay is Danny Wolf, and that just goes in and out. Danny Wolf found a really open crease going in right side, just could not finish.
Super unfortunate roll there. Nothing more he can really do.
Braden Smith passes it out to Loyer. Loyer, quick turnaround, finds himself right in the middle, and he gets an and one. Fletcher Loyer pounds his chest, and he'll go to the free throw line for the 3rd point opportunity.
I do want to step back 1 second. There was one more thought I had. The reason why this is now an 8-point game, maybe a 9-point game, what have you noticed a huge less amount of in the second half? They're doing such a good job keeping the turnovers at a minimum, not just giving the Purdue the ball every other possession.
9-point game as Loyer makes the free throw. Nimari Burnett at the top of the key, sends it to Vlad Golden, gets a give and go back himself. Danny Wolf takes it, rip and drive, trying to get down. Now he finds Roddy Gale Jr. Gale Jr. gets double teamed, tries to split the double team, and they say he's going to get pushed before he travels. So I believe so they're going to call that foul on Riley Burgess. Wolverines inbound it. Wolf moving in left side now. Really tough bucket. And Vlad Golden going up for the rebound gets fouled.
Great job. Really tough shot there. Like we almost saw the Kareem skyhook there from Danny Wolf. Great job by Golden to get in there and get fouled and make sure that Purdue doesn't just get this ball and now go to the line.
Off ball hand going up left side. Vlad Golden will shoot free throws. It's 5 team fouls already on Purdue, 4 on the Wolverines. We might be getting closer to a charity stripe contest, Zach. First free throw by Golden is good. That's a much needed free throw for the Wolverines, who couldn't find much going on the offensive side of the basketball. LJ Kaysen comes back into the basketball game for Trey Donaldson. Good to see the freshman getting some more minutes here. And we know Kaysen can let it fly. He hasn't had a lot of opportunities as of late. He was practically almost starting at the beginning of the season, but once Dusty May shortened his lineup during Big Ten play, he was one of the few that got cut off as Golden misses the second free throw.
But kind of how we were talking about spark plugs off the bench, he can provide that for this team. As you just said, he's started before, so he totally knows what to do if put in the position.
Wolverines in a 2-3-1 zone. Kaufmann-Renn back out to Braden Smith. Now to Loyer. Loyer looks for a three. Back into Kaufmann-Renn free throw line. Kaufmann-Renn looks for it. Now he wants to take it. That's off the back iron. Offensive rebound. That was Colvin until he gives it away to Namari Burnett. Burnett moving up the floor. He pushes. He finds Gale. Gale thinks for a three. He moves inside left side. Now into Danny Wolf. And they're going to say no basket.
I don't know what that's all about, Jake. I don't know about you.
They're saying Danny Wolf pushed somehow when both of his hands were on the basketball.
Both of his hands are on the basketball. He's in midair. I'm not a referee. I'll defer to their judgment, but I don't know about that one.
So now they're going to review this play. Danny Wolf got the give and go. And they're reviewing if Danny Wolf took his body and made a shove move, moving inside. He did make the layup. They counted it no good, though. So unclear if they're looking for a flagrant here, if they're looking to change the foul call. They're also potentially looking at Vlad Golden off ball, which is something that I have not considered yet either, where I thought it was on Danny Wolf, but it is possible it was an off ball foul on one of the other Wolverines. So 51-43, Purdue has an 8-point lead over Michigan. We're seeing a replay here. And Vlad didn't make a little push against Caleb First. It wasn't anything too egregious. First did hit the deck, however. And Dusty May is having a word with the referees.
While they're figuring that out, I do want to point out that possession, other than foul, was very good. They need to get back to what they did to start this half, which we talked about was so good, which is getting in the paint and crashing the glass. If they're sitting back and taking these shots for whatever reason, they're just not dropping tonight. You need to get in the paint. And Danny Wolf's been a great job of that tonight.
So they were reviewing if it was a foul on Vlad Golden. They said it stood. So Michigan turnover, Purdue basketball. If you're just starting and tuning into WCBN Sports, welcome. My name is Jake Singer. Again, alongside me, Zach Warshaw. Second half basketball here in Crisler Center as Purdue leads 51-43. So Braden Smith is going to bring the ball up the court for the Boilermakers. Wolverines still in their zone look. Smith moving right side. Now looks for a screen from Kaufmann-Renn, and he gets poked away by Kaysen, but Loyer gets it right back. Inside is Kaufmann-Renn. Looks to go in. Now takes a quick hook shot off the mark. Danny Wolf rebound.
LJ Kaysen is a menace on defense.
Great defensive possession there. Wolf, three-point line, gets it in to Golden. Golden moves 2-on-1, and he makes a tough bucket.
That's the Vlad Golden Michigan wants to see. Just bullying your way to the glass. Get in there and lay that thing up.
Double covered, no problem for Golden. 6-point game. Smith in the corner is Colvin. Back out to Loyer. Now to Heidi. Braden Smith with the basketball. He has it in his left hand. Now moves it to his right. Looks to crisscross. Tries to go up on Danny Wolf. He retreats. Inside's Kaufmann-Renn. Twin Towers are right there. Kaufmann-Renn just throws it up and somehow still gets it in.
No idea how he got that. You couldn't have played that better defensively. That's just an amazing shot.
And as Roddy Gale brings the ball up the court, he gets fouled. So that's Purdue's 6th foul. One more, Zach, and the Wolverines will go to the bonus. 9:10 still left here in the second half.
If you're Purdue and you're one way from sending the Wolverines to the line with 9 minutes remaining in the second half, I'm a little concerned. Wolverines are shooting 75% from free throws. That is not something you want to give them with this much time remaining. That's going to let them back in this game.
Riley Burgess comes in the game for Trey Kaufmann-Renn. Caleb First comes in the game for Camden Heide. Purdue with almost a starter look out there, except for C.J. Cox. Kaysen with the basketball. Hands it off to Roddy Gale Jr. Gale Jr. moving in right side, wants to take it himself. Quick floater. That's off the backboard. Nice little kiss there, and that's good. Wolverines cut it to 6 once again. Roddy Gale Jr. with 14 points at team high. Michigan faithful getting into it now. Braden Smith to Fletcher Loyer. Loyer looks for a 3, passes it up. Burgess. Back to Smith. Smith, crisscross, Danny Wolf, quick fade, off the mark, offensive rebound first. First goes out of bounds, Michigan basketball.
Great defensive possession. See how different Purdue looks when you don't have Kaufmann-Renn essentially establishing residency in the paint. They got to do that even when he's back in the game, because you get stuff like this that commit turnovers and you get the ball back with the chance to tighten the gap.
Purdue been hesitant to keep Kaufmann-Renn off the court, but he has to sit right now with 3 fouls. Kaysen looks for a 3, takes a 3, that's off the mark. Offensive rebound, Roddy Gale. He's met at the rim, but Nimari Burnett with the 3 in the corner.
Turn me up, Nimari Burnett. What a shot, what ball movement, and a great offensive rebound to keep that alive.
Nimari Burnett was cold from 3 before that one. Now he's up to 7 points. 53-50. Crisler is rocking. Smith gets a screen. He's guarded by Kaysen. Good defense there. Burnett now on Colvin. Burnett still on Colvin. Loyer, one-on-one on Danny Wolf. Loyer moves left side, stops, goes up, and they call a foul on Danny Wolf, his 3rd. Fletcher Loyer goes right into the chest of Danny Wolf, and on the other side of this media timeout, he will shoot free throws.
Super unfortunate. Danny Wolf just found himself a little too close there. Got called for the foul, but you got the momentum now. You don't let him take it from you. You're giving them 2 free throws, but that's not the end-all, be-all, obviously. You got to come out of this media break with that same enthusiasm you had about 5 seconds ago.
So Danny Wolf gets caught midair for his 3rd foul. Wolf with 9 points right now, 3 for 8 from the field, 7 rebounds. He has been a big defensive presence, but Zach, we were talking all break about spark plugs off the bench, and we mentioned Cheddar. How about LJ Kaysen right there with that fantastic defense those last 3 minutes?
For any hockey fans listening, he's like Brad Marchand, who's known as the Rat. All he does is be annoying to people. He gets his hand in the passing lanes. He gets in their face. He makes them have to give it up. He doesn't sit there and wait for them to move it. He's like, I'm going to be a problem. You have got to deal with me. He's making himself easily noticeable there on defense, and Purdue is clearly not enjoying it.
7:39 left here in the second half. Wolverines down by 3 points. And this one has been sold out in Crisler. I know they say it every single week. We hope that the stands are packed, and I can tell you from my eyes, this place is packed. And I know these fans are excited for this last 7 minutes and 39 seconds to play.
I've done a few basketball games this year, Jake. This is definitely the loudest I've ever heard Crisler. Granted, I just transferred here. However, it's placed like at any moment you feel like the roof is going to blow off, which is something that has been kind of missing for the past couple of years. And even at the beginning of this season, you never got the full energy. It is definitely in the building tonight. These fans want to take down Purdue so badly.
So we're way past the halfway point here in the second half. We got a much closer game than we saw just 2 weeks ago in West Lafayette, where Purdue stomped on the Wolverines, kind of had a reality check for this Michigan squad. Dusty May has said his last 2 weeks really in the press conferences about toughness and playing late in games and holding leads, and something that you saw dwindle a little bit against Indiana this past weekend. Right now, though, the Wolverines don't even have the lead, so that's not going to be a problem, at least for right now in this one. But this team has been practicing and practicing how to deal with late-game situations, hence why you really haven't seen a lot of blowouts, at least going against the Wolverines so far this season, and why they've also been undefeated at home.
Well, I think personally, my observation is that Michigan will usually play up or down to whoever their opposition is. In this case, Purdue is obviously the better ranked team, but they're playing up to their level. They're able to stay with them. They totally match their opponent no matter who they're playing.
Back underway here. Fletcher Loyer at the free throw line sinks the first. What's new?
That was the quickest free throw I've ever seen. He was given the ball and immediately just threw it up.
Loyer came into the game an 85% free throw shooter. Second shot is up and good as well. So Purdue balloons its lead out to 5 points now. Kaysen stays in the game for the Wolverines. Trey Donaldson still on the bench. Give and go. It's Danny Wolf. Danny Wolf being guarded closely by C.J. Cox. Now gives it back out to Kaysen. Kaysen moving in left side. He gets fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. Wolverines are now officially in the bonus with the off-ball foul.
If Purdue wants to do that for the rest of the game, Michigan is definitely going to let them. LJ Kaysen is 15 for 16 on his free throws on the year. By all means, let him go to the line. If you're the Michigan Wolverines, you almost are like, no, please foul us. We don't even want the opportunity. Just let us go to the line.
Kaysen, a 93.8 free throw shooter this season. He makes the first. So with the limited amount of free throws, that percentage will only increase. 55-51. Second opportunity for Kaysen is good as well, so he's good from the line. 2 big points for the Wolverines, cutting the deficit to 1 shot once again. Braden Smith looking at the 2-3-1 zone. Kaufmann-Renn back in the game. Smith, mid-range. That's off the mark. Danny Wolf rebounds. Wolf looks to push. Now he slows it down. Takes the ball up the court. Namari Burnett looks for a 3. Pump fake once again. Burnett! And that's off the mark. Caleb first the rebound.
A little bit of a heat check there for Namari Burnett.
Braden Smith the other way. Gets a screen from Kaufmann-Renn. Moves in left side. Dumps it to Kaufmann-Renn. Quick mid-range. That's in and out. Lucky break for the Wolverines. Roddy Gale with the rebound. Gale out to Burnett. Burnett looking to get down low to Vlad. Vlad double teamed. Moves inside though. He gets fouled and he hits the shot! Vlad Golden with the big and one. And he'll go to the free throw line for one more opportunity.
What a teardrop from Vlad Golden, getting his 7th point of the night. Opportunity for his 8th here at the line with the and one.
55-54, chance of tied here for Vlad Golden. And Golden misses the free throw. Rebound goes to Kaufmann-Renn, so wait on that tie. Wolverines have not tied this game at all this game so far. Braden Smith being guarded by Namari Burnett. Sends it out Loyer. Big 3 off the mark. Caleb First, though, with the rebound, and he lays it in.
Amazing rebound there from First. He's able to take that air ball and immediately put it in for the rebounded layup.
Gale, double teamed, out to Wolf, kicks it to the corner. Namari Burnett tries again. Then he hits it! Tie game! 57
Burnett is on fire in this second half.
Namari Burnett has come alive! And we're tied at 57. Smith to Loyer, corner. C.J. Cox moves inside, out to Renn. Renn retreats. Now he wants to back down Golden, makes a spin move, on to First. That gets tipped, off the mark. Golden gets the rebound, and he gets the foul. Vlad Golden will go and shoot 2 as Caleb First gets a quick punch in the mouth, and Michigan has a chance to take the lead.
Vlad Golden has arrived. He might have showed up late to the hotel breakfast, but they're not taking the sausage yet. He's getting 2 free throws. It's better late than never, Jake.
57 all, 5:34 left here. And Vlad Golden with an opportunity to shoot 2. Sorry, apologies. It's going to be a 1-and-1, but an opportunity to take a 2-point lead here. First is up, and it's good. Michigan's first lead of the basketball game at 5:34 mark of the second half. He gets one more opportunity here at the charity stripe. And he sinks both. 2 big free throws for the Wolverines.
If you're Michigan now, you can't give them the paint. You got to play good defense. Do what you've been doing the past 5 to 10 minutes. Don't let Kaufmann-Renn be right under the hoop and then just hand it to him.
Braden Smith being guarded closely by Gale. He gets a screen, moves in right side, jumps it off to Kaufmann-Renn. He goes up and makes a tough bucket, and we're tied once again.
What did I say? What did I say?
Danny Wolf looks for a screen from Gale. Kaufmann-Renn has 18 points. Both Wolf and Gale looking for Golden. He sends it away. Loyer with the steal. Cox comes up with the rebound.
What a save by Cox there, keeping that from going out of bounds and keeping Purdue with possession.
Smith being guarded by Kaysen. He's putting a lot of minutes in. Smith, left side, and he gets a nice touch off the backboard. Purdue leads once again, 61-59. And Michigan will call a timeout to regroup. So a lot of back and forth action going on right now. Wolverines making 5 of their last 7, but Purdue has not given up just yet, and they hold a 2-point lead with 4:44 left here in the second half.
You just got the lead. You can't give it away just yet. Smith has been very quiet for a little bit. He's only had 2 points in I want to say the past 10 to 15 minutes. You can't let him get hot now. This is the worst time to let him get back into this game. If you're Michigan, you got to keep doing what you've been doing for this entire second half.
So Michigan electing to go with LJ Kaysen for a lot of minutes. We still haven't seen Sam Walters yet in this game. Did not appear on the injury report, but Dusty May giving his freshman an opportunity. Former FAU commit, as Jonas told us in the first half, decides to come to Michigan. Not getting a ton of opportunities as of late, but definitely cashing in so far right now, as Trey Donaldson will finally take his place on the outside of the timeout.
Definitely made an interesting weather decision there, going from Boca Raton, Florida to Ann Arbor, Michigan. But hey, whatever you want to do, man, you want to win games, you want to be a Big Ten champion, this is where you come, those who stay.
Just under 5 minutes to go right here. Purdue with 9 fouls, so 1 more to give before the Wolverines are in the double bonus, and Michigan at 6. So again, 1 more foul apiece, and we get an uptick in free throws going on for the rest of this one, but the Wolverines have already been taking advantage of having the early bonus, cashing in 4 free throws, and hence why we have just a 2-point deficit in the second half.
And again, like I said, if you're Michigan, let them foul you. It's a 2-point game. If you're Michigan, you'll take having the opportunity to tie the game up every possession, every single time you go down the court. Make them work for it, be a little physical, maybe try and draw a foul. You don't have to take the long 3 every single time to take the lead. You just got to stay in this. It's staying up to tempo with Purdue, not trying to completely overpower them.
And my name is Jake Singer. Alongside me, Zach Warshaw. You're listening to WCBN Sports, the proud student radio of the University of Michigan. Thank you all for listening and supporting us as we are just doing what we love here in Crisler Center, calling an amazing game between 2 top-ranked teams.
Jake, what are you looking for in this last 5 minutes? If you're Michigan and you want to settle this one and pull away, tie it up and get the lead, what are you looking for them to do specifically?
I think it's execution, limiting the turnovers, making your threes when they're there, but getting the free throw line more importantly. If you can get to the free throw line almost in every possession, those are 3 points almost every single time. You can cash in and keep a steady pace with this Purdue team, but this team has been able to shoot the 3 all season long, 6 for 21 tonight. That's the main thing I'm looking for, is Michigan be able to cash in as Trey Donaldson sends it in to Roddy Gale Jr. Gale Jr. moves inside, gives the ball away. Just as I talk about turnovers, Braden Smith has a steal right there, and the Boilermakers go the other way. Smith, bounce pass, Kaufmann-Renn. Nice move there on Danny Wolf. Just a quick 1 step, and Purdue increases its lead to 4. Gale sends it across. Danny Wolf, he looks for a 3, pump fakes, has a clear rim, and he gets the foul and the shot. So an and 1 opportunity for Danny Wolf.
What a drive by Danny Wolf on what's slowly becoming his signature move. Just drive the left lane with a left-handed layup and just overpower any defender that's there.
Purdue allowed him a free lane to the basket. He takes advantage. Big shot there for Danny Wolf as his teammate Vlad Golden comes into the game. One free throw for Wolf. Wolf with 11 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Very quiet here in Crisler. Free throws up off the back iron, takes multiple bounces and comes down off the mark. So CJ Cox the rebound. Braden Smith now going to go up the other way. Ruben Jones comes into the game for defense. Smith gets a screen from Kaufmann-Renn. Pick and roll action works to perfection. Kaufmann-Renn is surpassed 20 points. He has 22 and 7 and a 4-point lead.
I think all 22 of his points have been within 3 feet of the hoop.
Danny Wolf dumps it to Trey Donaldson. Sends it now to Namar Burnett. Down low is Wolf. Wolf being guarded by CJ Cox. Quick swing. 3-point shot by Trey Donaldson! And he sinks it!
Trey Donaldson said, hold up a minute, we're not done just yet. Get him back to within 1 point here.
He gets the crowd going. 1-point lead right now for the Boilermakers. Smith, screen, moves in, right side, underneath the basket. Caleb first gets stripped. Ruben Jones going the other way. Michigan has numbers. Ruben Jones, 1, 2, easy leg, and the Wolverines have a lead once again. Timeout, Matt Painter. We're at 3:07 mark. Media timeout, and the Wolverines have a lead really late in this one.
That Euro step would have made a Spanish man blush. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful to watch.
Ruben Jones knew all the way. The Wolverines had a 3v2 going the other way. Trey Donaldson was there. Danny Wolf was there. But Ruben Jones, who just had 3 points on the night, decided to take one for himself for the easy deuce. And just talk about guys stepping up late in this game, Zach. This Michigan lineup has taken a lot of forms this season. You only just saw most recently making a change in the starting lineup this late in the season is something that Dusty May has not done in years previously at FAU. Decides to go with Ruben Jones over Roddy Gale Jr., and the two of them have been coming up very big late in this one.
And I applaud him for doing that. I think one of the most frustrating things as a fan, as a commentator, as even a player, is when you just do the same thing and expect a different result. Just be like, oh, well, I hope they're due. Feel free to switch it up. Try something new. It doesn't matter how early or late in the season it is. You got to try some different stuff out. And Dusty May has done this, and we see it working to perfection here.
So a 1-point lead for the Wolverines. 3:07 left here in the second half. Full bonus. Purdue still waiting to be in the bonus as Michigan's only committed 6 fouls to this point, 2 timeouts apiece, and Michigan has the possession arrow going into the final 3:07 left. And Zach, you asked me last media timeout what Michigan needs to do late in this game. I said limit the turnovers, make your free throws, and make your 3-pointers. And so far, you've been able to see the Michigan Wolverines move the ball a lot better. They're passing it, they're taking their time, they're getting inside, they're getting to the free throw line, and they're executing.
I completely agree. I'm actually going to talk about something a little different, which is the one thing that I've said it's like 3 times now. Kaufmann-Renn basically has a tent from Dick's Sporting Goods set up in the paint. They need to take the stakes out and make them move the ball outside of under the hoop. It's so frustrating. He has 22 points. I think all 22 points have come within 3 inches of underneath the basket. If you're Michigan, you have got to make them do something other than just crash the glass, because it's working to perfection for the Boilermakers. So stop it. It's really not that hard.
We are in the time of that game between these 2 top-ranked teams in the Big Ten. We said at the top of the broadcast what the standings look like right now. Michigan and Purdue fighting for the #1 spot. A lot of basketball to go, Zach, but this would be a statement win for either of these programs in Crisler Center.
Oh, absolutely. These 2 teams fighting for the Big Ten. Who doesn't want to win right here? If you're Michigan, you want to send Purdue home. you're Purdue, you want to be able to give Michigan their first loss in Crisler Center this year. Both teams have so much to fight for. Let's do it!
Michigan pressing. Braden Smith breaks the press, however. 3 minutes to go here in the second half. Michigan still in a zone look. Reuben Jones closely on Braden Smith. Now moving on Amari Burnett. Moves all the way inside off the backboard, and good is Braden Smith. And Purdue retakes the lead. Donaldson taking the ball up the court now for the Wolverines. CJ Cox on him. Donaldson crisscross, makes a good move, finds himself open for a second but retreats. Reuben Jones gets a screen, now looks for Danny Wolf. Wolf now top of the key at the Michigan M. Wolf on Loyer. 8 seconds of the shot clock. He moves all the way in for the easy layup. Big man Danny Wolf showing everyone who's boss.
He's looking like a salamander there, getting through all those defenders. Oh my God.
We got a good one here in Crisler. Braden Smith, double teamed, breaks it, moves inside. Caleb first, gets met at the rim. Vlad Golden comes down with the basketball, but he gets hit in the face. And the refs are gonna confer here. One ref says travel, one ref says foul. They meet and they agree that it was a foul against Caleb first. So really big block here by Vlad Golden coming down with the rebound. And Vlad Golden will now actually go to the free throw line and shoot 2 as the Wolverines are in the double bonus.
Vlad Golden had been absent for most of this game, but in these last 5 minutes, he has shown up.
And that's a really big foul on Caleb First. That's his fifth. My apologies. So Caleb First is going to have to go to the bench for the last 2:01. The starter has 5 points and 7 rebounds in this one, and the refs are conferring. Michigan 6 for 6 in their last 6 field goals. Purdue 5 of 6, but Caleb First going to the bench is massive. And more importantly, Zach, Purdue has 0 points off the bench tonight to Michigan's 21.
Well, almost all of their points have come from Loyer, Smith, and Kaufmann-Renn. That's what I've been saying. If you figure out those guys' game, you shut down Purdue as a whole. Meanwhile, we see Michigan having a more balanced, like, everyone involved kind of game. Purdue really relies on the 3 guys.
Vlad Golden will
Somebody should
2.
tell them that. Go down there.
First is up. That's good. Golden now surpasses 10 points. He's 10 and 4. He'll get 1 more. Michigan with the lead late in this one. Second shot up, and he sinks both. Big free throws by the big man. Vlad Golden has been massive. Michigan pressing. They're double teaming in the corner. CJ Cox bringing the ball up the court. He finally crosses midcourt. Reuben Jones gets a hand on it, but it goes back to Purdue. Braden Smith with the basketball. 1:49 left here in this one. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Smith looking for a screen. Reuben Jones right there. Sends it inside to Kaufmann-Renn. Dumps it down to Heidi, and Heidi will walk with it. They're going to call jump ball. Michigan basketball. And that is why Caleb First is so important on the court. You bring in Heidi, and all of a sudden you have a turnover.
What a job by the man Vlad, again, making his presence known, causing that turnover, and now making Purdue use a timeout with 1:38 left, down by 3.
Purdue timeout. They'll have 1 remaining. Michigan still with 2 timeouts as the Wolverines lead 70-67. And what a turn of events we've seen in this one. Purdue really controlling majority of the first half and even into the second half. But as of late in the last 10 minutes, Zach, it's been a full 180, full momentum swing going to Michigan's way.
Absolutely. We see Purdue looking flustered out there. It's almost like they're doing what we've been telling them to do for the past 19 and a half minutes, okay? They're finally listening to us. We should be down there with Dusty May is what I'm telling you. I'm just kidding, of course, but no, Michigan is doing a great job holding all the momentum, playing great on both sides of the ball. You finally see the players like Vlad Golden that were a little quiet for most of the game. They're now into this. They want this win so badly, especially after how it went at Mackey a couple weeks ago.
1:38 left, and that bad taste that was left in the Michigan mouths after that bad loss at Mackey has really stung the Wolverines for the last few games. You saw them put it together against Oregon. You saw them also put it together against Washington, Northwestern. And even this past weekend against Indiana, while that was also a very, very close bout. But tonight, against definitely one of the best teams in the Big Ten, one of the best teams the Wolverines will face all season long, and vice versa for Purdue, we have been seeing a classic, and Michigan holds a slim 3-point lead with 1:38.
Absolutely. I feel like I've drank 5 Red Bulls in the past 7 minutes. I have so much adrenaline coursing through my veins.
Again, I'm Jake Singer. Alongside me, Zach Warshaw. You're listening to WCBN Sports, the official student radio station. Reuben Jones brings the ball up the court, passes the half-court line. Now Michigan getting their half-court offense. Danny Wolf looks for a screen, gets it, now being guarded by Heidi. Wolf likes the matchup, tries to get a screen back by Jones, gets double teams, looks for an open man, finds Jones in the corner, and that's off the mark. Offensive rebound for Vlad Golden, but that's off the mark, yet he gets the foul.
Vlad Golden said, open up the freezer. I'm trying to put this game on ice. What an absolute wonderful possession there by Michigan, ending with the 1-and-1. Absolutely amazing job, fellas.
2 first-half points by Vlad Golden. He's already up to 11, and he'll be at the free throw line for 2. What an amazing, tough offensive board.
I think Kaufmann-Renn just fouled out, too, didn't he?
And you're right about that. I was just going to say that. So Trey Kaufmann-Renn with his 5th foul. Kayla First and Trey Kaufmann-Renn both with 5. So now you're getting really deep in this Purdue bench that does not like to play its bench guys a lot. So Kaufmann-Renn with 5, First with 5. Golden at the free throw line. The first is up. That's off the mark. The Purdue lineup out there right now is Braden Smith, Fletcher Loyer, C.J. Cox, Camden Heidi, and I believe it's Riley Burgess.
A little bit of small ball here for the Boilermakers.
Second free throw is good. Michigan has a 2-score lead right now. Will Cheddar comes in the game for Golden. You see Dusty May do this a lot. They take out Golden on defensive possessions. They put him back in for offensive possessions. It's to preserve his foul trouble and to preserve his health. Crisler is rocking. Cox back out to Braden Smith. Braden Smith back out to C.J. Cox. Now it's just playing them two, passing the ball back and forth. Smith, right side. He gets double team, and they're going to call a foul on Reuben Jones. So that is Michigan's 7th foul. They've been able to stay out of foul trouble for the last 6 minutes. And finally, Reuben Jones breaks the ice and puts Purdue into the bonus. Riley Burgess shooting free throws. He's a 43.8% free throw shooter. If there is someone you want on the line right now for Michigan, it is Burgess. 71-67 is your score. 58.2 seconds left. Burgess at the free throw line shooting a 1-and-1. Michigan fans are loud. Free throw is up, and it's off the mark. Golden with the rebound. He fights for it. He gets it back. Danny Wolf passes it out now to Trey Donaldson. Michigan now going to try to kill some clock. 22 seconds on the shot clock, 48 on the game clock. Wolf looks for a screen, top of the zone. Wolf moving it all the way right side. That's off the mark, but Reuben Jones is there for the slam!
He said, you can keep the cloak. I'll take the dagger!
Reuben Jones says, I'll take that for myself. With the putback, Michigan up 6. Timeout Purdue. It's their last of the game. 39.6 seconds left. Michigan leads 73-67.
What an incredible display here from Michigan in the past minute. Just absolutely controlling all the momentum, not getting flustered, not playing too fast. Amazing job by the Wolverines here. They saw the challenge and they stepped up to it. They said, who's going to carry the boats? We are.
6-point game, still a 2-score game at that. It'll be Purdue basketball, 39.6 seconds left. Michigan looking to pick up its biggest win of the season. Purdue looking to make a big statement on the road against a tough Big Ten opponent. Michigan has Roddy Gale, Reuben Jones, Trey Donaldson, Danny Wolf, and Will Cheddar out there. On the other side, it's Raleigh Burgess, Camden Heidi, Braden Smith, CJ Cox, and Fletcher Loyer. Those are your fives for both teams.
This is where the crowd pulse, per se, comes into effect. They're going to be such a huge factor here.
Braden Smith with the basketball, crosses half court. Dumps it to CJ Cox, who wants to get it right back to him, but it goes away. Braden Smith just barely gets the basketball. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Smith gets a screen. Big pull-up three at the top of the key, and he sinks it.
What a shot. That was Dame territory there for Purdue.
3-point game. Wolf gets fouled right as he sends it to Reuben Jones. 16 and a half seconds left. Michigan leading by 3, and Danny Wolf will shoot 2 big free throws.
Purdue's essentially going to have to foul here down the stretch. I mean, they're down 3 with 16.5 seconds left. If you're Michigan, sink your free throws. That's all you're doing. You've been doing this since JV in high school. It's that easy, and then you beat the number 7 team in the country, baby.
As Jonas Tomkin said in the first half, Danny Wolf, not the greatest free throw shooter, shooting 69% this season, but he has been getting better as of late. First shot is up, and it takes 3 bounces to go in. That's that home bounce right there, Zach.
It's that
4-point
Kawhi Leonard
lead
to beat the Sixers. Oh, my gosh.
Michigan leading by 4. Wolf with 1 more. 14 points tonight for Danny Wolf, looking to make it 15. It's very quiet here in Crisler. Second shot up, and that's good. 5-point game. Those are 2 big free throws. Michigan makes a substitution. Amari Burnett comes in for Will Cheddar. Michigan pressing. It's Roddy Gale Jr. and Reuben Jones. Braden Smith saying he'll break the press. Big screen in midcourt, nothing. Braden Smith crisscross on Danny Wolf and makes another 3. Braden Smith just dropped Danny Wolf and sank it right in his face. 2-point lead for Michigan, 8.1 seconds left in regulation. Michigan timeout.
Braden Smith on his Linsanity run right now. He's throwing shots up from Guatemala, and they're somehow dropping without even touching the rim. This is absolutely insane. We're back to a 2-point game with 8.1 seconds left. They're going to have to foul Michigan again, obviously, but you got to do something to stop this guy because he can literally throw them up from anywhere, and they're landing. You got to hard pressure him. Smith is obviously who they're running the ball through. Everyone else is either can't score or is fouled out of the game, so cover the guy. That's all you got to do if you're Michigan if you want to win. You can do that for 8.1 seconds. You can do anything for 8 seconds.
Braden Smith, 24 points on 10 of 20 shooting. 4 for 8 from 3. He has 6 boards, 5 assists. And 1 personal foul. On the floor with him, Fletcher Loyer with 15 points. CJ Cox with 7. As Camden Heidi and Raleigh Burgess each have 0. And on the other side of things, Danny Wolf with 15 points. Trey Donaldson with 12. Namar Burnett with 9, Roddy Gale Jr. with 14, and Reuben Jones with 6. So again, we have 8 seconds left. It's going to be who is your best free throw shooter? Trey Donaldson to inbound. Michigan looking to get to Danny Wolf. They finally get it to him. Danny Wolf trying to bring the ball up the court. Kills 2 seconds off the clock. 6.9 is where we're stopped at. And Danny Wolf will go to the free throw line. 2 free throws here. If he makes both, would become a 4-point game. But as we've said multiple times, Danny Wolf, 4 for 5 tonight, looking to continue the hot streak from the charity stripe.
If you're Danny Wolf, you really want to make both here.
Obviously.
That's a great analysis. I should do this for a living.
Danny Wolf, first shot is up. And it rims out, so couldn't get the lucky bounce that time. You take one, you lose one. 1 free throw here would make it a 3-point game. Nothing is safe against Braden Smith. Danny Wolf puts the shot up, and he misses both. CJ Cox with the rebound. They're going to move quickly. 2-point game. Braden Smith with the basketball. He's going to cross half court, throws it up for the win, and he misses! The Wolverines win! The Wolverines win!
Jake, open up the oven because the goose is cooked. Purdue has gone down. Wolverines get revenge from that debacle in Mackey. What an amazing finish.
The Michigan Wolverines win 75-73 and send a top 10 team home packing. What a win for the Wolverines at home, for the Crisler faithful, for the Maze Rage, for the Michigan students and the Michigan fans on this lovely Tuesday evening as the Michigan Wolverines pull off the upset and defeat the Purdue Boilermakers by 2 points, 75-73.
My heart is beating so fast, I'm surprised my Apple Watch hasn't asked me if I'm okay. Oh my gosh, I am just through the roof right now.
What a win by the Michigan Wolverines. As tonight, they put their season back on track, get a massive quad one win as now the Michigan team is going to join the Maze Rage as they're jumping around center court. And Michigan securing the biggest win in conference play so far. They still have to play Michigan State twice, and we're going to see them play Michigan State next weekend. But for right now, the Wolverines get a massive win, 75-73 here in Crisler. Vlad Golden with 15 points, Trey Donaldson with 12 points, Roddy Gale Jr. with 14. On the other side, Braden Smith did all he could, shooting for 24 points tonight. Foster Loyer with 15, but losing Caleb First and Trey Kaufmann-Renn to foul trouble. They had to go to the bench, fouling out with over 3 minutes to go. And that really allowed Michigan to take advantage of some mismatches, get Danny Wolf to the free throw line, and come across and come away with a very big victory.
Completely agree. And what a just win for this entire team. Arguably the biggest game of Dusty May's early Michigan career. You can see just how, as you said, they're celebrating with the Maze Rage. Everybody on this team and in this organization and in this building wanted this win so badly, and it feels so good for them to get it.
What a game we saw tonight by these two teams. Braden Smith really was taking advantage of everything he could. Still down 6 points under a minute to go, makes 2 clutch threes. But the Michigan Wolverines pull out the victory. Zach, what kind of win does this do for a program that you're still feeling a little bit of effects from last season? You're still trying to stack wins. You're trying to get yourself into the tournament, and not just in the tournament, but very high in the tournament. What can this do for this Michigan team going forward?
Well, this simply gives you the confidence. Before you're like, I think we can. Now you're like, I know we can. You're going into the Michigan State games later on this season, and you know we beat Purdue, we can definitely beat this. If you had those thoughts before where you're like, we can probably win games in March, this now shows you you can win games in March. It is just a solidifying factor.
The Wolverines will have 2 massive matchups coming up against Ohio State and Michigan State. Zach Warshaw will be on the call this weekend in Columbus, Ohio. But we just want to thank all of you for listening to WCBN Sports tonight. It was a blast to call with you, Zach. Again, my name is Jake Singer. Thank you all for listening to our broadcast tonight, listening to WCBN Sports, the official student radio station to the University of Michigan. For Zach Warshaw, my name is Jake Singer. We wish you all have a fantastic night. Go and enjoy this win, and go Blue.